Yes, 100.9 FM Suni. Na ene eye Monday, July 7, 2025. And the time just about gone 26 minutes past 1. Me menti dwumadie ne de bremu. Na me menti dwumadie a ye de bremu no. Me a me di ho chia me frɛ me ADAKABRI Mamudu Osioma. Ene ye dwada na kutansa bosome ne yawura mu yi ne da etosonson afi empino aduonu enum na production de esipanyinu kwadwo dame adone naso na Majeri osai ajman ene boni chidom wawo mie hima kuefriye ana wono nsoso o yede benia supporto mrante kwa ne mienu na mame se engineering team no nansa engineering team ne beba na abna frema bankro ai wono ana nana ya asafo ena omo yeden wo mo ehwe ama on various social media handles yetimi atoto enema enoma akoyi ede amayen enti na yamfa sida so fama engineering team no achu agbo worker kwatia na najare nana buaje na da sankroma ya sanmra ne se sempro na fe facilities team ne de big solo ena dada ena Godfred dodo na friend Ubrana na fe nso yaw ena Sami na DJ Bosco na Mills nso ya sanmra ne se tetai ete so mo na ahwa ma bibia akoso kama ede amayen eni atena se a chicha kakra ewo ho ibedi ho nkomo anyi kwadwo dame ado ba bi okoko wuraye na menene de ho nkomo kakra na chronicle animu aso na wo gusu san kache wo se Africa expansion. Zoom Lion touches down in Kenya. Ready to forge strategic partnership. And yeah, now Kosua. As a dear Zoom Lion wapijam. Ma fedie 24 countries in Kenya SOS abeka home. Come see Japan. Ewe memo ha. Ubeduru ye wonye wa home kura so wonne wadwuma ye fo ahiem brifu wo mo enti ne nyina no obebusa ho say is it a kwan an African man abie ana a kwan a Ghanaian man abie ana a kwan Ghana as a country ana abie ebehwe na ya dwendwene ye ho na ye ho ba bia de fufu ebekọ akobo ansa na soso no areho semu a ma chase ayemi bibibia wo ho se ya yenua ya komi honorable member of parliament for Akwatia na ye confirm ni demise eno soso eda ho ansa ana ya ba betena se abedidi ye ho nkomo se ubeji yedi se obi betimi aye small scale mining since 1991 na chese yentimi ensha ase akrase ye democratic rule obi betimi aye small scale mining since 1991 atutomua bedru enei na hwan ne betimi aba bese na kwem ye ne eye okofu bi ebedin komo baba betran studio ha na obrasha sie from 1991 the waya besine abusa ho so okofo no enei edien na ama odi nani hu ni suo abetra neat 100.9 FM eno so ehon sembeba 24-hour economy. Augustus Tano, former Attorney General, Nebagusi Tano, wano ana utri ano hini ano, wasi be hiya billion, ay America billion makuma ako 9. Na saadie, se ene the Great Transformation Plan, Alan John Kojoche Martine de Koma, Ghana Mampanyu John Dramani Mahama no. Similarities be in substance, and in style, and in uniqueness, and na and also so you did home como, na fi ebeshe bibi ase eye tradition eye home tradition eye home nti ene no idi home como kakra se tradition eye home. How do you restore the center of the right MPP tradition no na ho ahare wo ebedi de ho komo ko wie say by Wednesday crowd here a whole professor why some works on it ebeba betena say ama ye de this ankomo no it gusuneti need 100.9 FM banyu ko joda miado brother say ni nkomo kakra mfa NSCOMI die no ho na akwatiafo akwatia de minua ba wa akwatia Council of State member Evelyn Crime Alaji Yire enti one Council of State member representing Eastern region na Evelyn on the sakwatia de just ofrin kwantana no abetena akwatia no waka ho na Nancy the omoni madehye wo akwatia na we die just yenka bi nhemu NS Yakumi
me NS Yakumi ankasa me nim na bro best 10 years ni abro yes opeso contest akwatia seat no na that time kranam say Baba Jama na e woso ansa na amase e ba betu no na Baba Jama e kra mbeka ya
Professor Kofi Asare no konfo anoche eso bai Dr. Asare
ubeka kra Baba Jama say e by election de Baba Jama
baba
MP na no tsunsu nya accident
ai Kofi Asare
good or the car e combo station car
stationary vehicle
yes
that time na akwatia de former Eastern Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party. Kisi. Coming Kisi. Coming Kisi. And just Baba Jama. Ankusiaga.
Okay, I'm saying the crown Rollins can be before who say onto in the MP so be
and Baba Jama Bray. It by election by ma and also so Baba
prof free mono.
Another by election by man near Cobro Damboche na no hinto.
Yes.
Na ohininto ye general secretary
then.
And na Damboche. Hey, akwatia so ye hunu bi o.
Papa. Nsa akotia bakunya kra na so say why the car kotwifa nkrofo so owe.
Enu ye tiwa.
Etiwa okay.
Etiwa ya. Anita the so.
Yes, etiwa.
Akwatia de ohininto ye di na ni papa na Damboche. In fact, akwatia de na ebeye notorious na din bi ampese edin ne ma okotena brochire kura ti akomi kisi de wadi na Baba Jama akwano ate ahwe na neni akwatia
NSCOMI so apre de amase bae oso bebombo de aso betu amase enso emu nsem eventually omuko prime minister tumi e de na hwe form NSCOMI na be MP eno so I say ye de court NDC candidate no enso ko piem court mu nsem eno so akwa basa vide ene so ye say NSCOMI heart attack na heart attack no me hu sidia ya na nsem bi wo atwitwi ni paso kakra because young man all born a bra utim so de no kakra school wakwa na nden kwese heart attack eyi atine efi osa no because na nsen ya kra na court kra e clear ne say obetumi di na MP asampa ne de wo ho obetumi aka
ya na ye ka asem say heart attack ya wo kan adie na mampanifo gu nsa omo ka say yesrai say aban amane de ema wakwam
ene yare
o say usrai yi owu yare na fe wo de aban amane atoa so
sa aban amane papa say ya twen police station na court a unya kwan na wodi djuma ese say anaso man de ahya wo say di no unya kwan enda ya twen bra enda ya twen say ko ha nti usrai eji abama ne se ne kwan so ano no
e just abama ne ya de a just enafom sa
dabi me kra de me say wo mpa ebo wo sori a wo mpa ebo nya miensa wo da nyankopon asi wie a no wa bom mpa against se obenya abama ne police amane anasa yare a wo be ko hospital wo mpa ebo sa miensa every day enye wo mpa ebo
nyankopon
wo da nase
se wanya ne ho
pepepe
enya alarm clock ni nya ne ho
nyame na alarm clock kra na se yankopon na ama bibia
alarm na yadwuma
yes
ama watimi asori ti wo se wo da nyame ase bia na wa kade bia
wa bompa se on twu free police amane e won chesa aban amane de onananem gu nsa kasa aban amane no na chese nananem dim senti a omo kan sa
se yesai aban amane
wa so wo kasa bia wo kan wo se ya ne aban twe manso aha
aban
ya ne ntwe manso
o yes oni aban betwe manso ha ne titru so hwe se ene otumfo se to abebio oto no be kai ne wofa eye se wo sajima prempe santehine ajima prempe no se ne wofa nom ene ne nananom ema ne nya ne ho nte ase se ma one aban entwe manso na de bia no so ti wunya se kotokohene ti wanu so one aban ye den entwe manso nti saade no ka se ene aban entwe manso ne nipa bebe free se what United Party what United Party dia manhia ne se adan na Kwame Nkrumah wo ma no a face ni nyina ne ye kwanne a Dr. Kwame Nkrumah de ne fa so se ne ho kura do no Dr. Kwame Nkrumah de ne kwa brochire
okay
ma broni ko hwe no na je se animonyam a Kwame Nkrumah
de ahye no
de hye no kwanne o fa so ka se wono na ye the cultural head of Ghana
wow
into cultural head of Ghana no the year National House of Chiefs e kire se wo ye preeminence no
okay
enti no na ye enti Kwame Nkrumah osagefo Kwame Nkrumah de to no in fact it was otumfo osagema prempe na adekumase airport or this side no man say we ye osagefo
abro koba ya na okosa ne ho yare ba ya na
kama oji independence man Ghana
no
na nsem bia puepuemu ema ne kumase kro na edin ai se che so hwe se bafo akotonum de na akoso a na je se na enye ade a na ehwam sa enti ma the Dwantoa brothers KSP Dwantoa FA Dwantoa ofisa na poku Dwantoa me papa NS Dwantoa na aye ninua Frank Adubo bi Dwantoa na na ma Dwantoa na na ya Dwantoa ni ninua be ma Kwame so hunu omo papa nom edwani flasante tede mu ade papa that time na just FA KSP Dwantoa na Mamponten intiches free Mamponten koko gina na hun sensem na just obetena nkran etina asante edin pa sasem ni nyina ohene hweye emme kantia no ho independence ni mu no ba say 1958 yanya ji independence na wie emma 62 kura and 1960 you call regionalism it you call regionalism no ɛno na santefo ya ne do bia nkrofo free se santefo ya tribal ya omuka ya but say wonni mabakosem no a onka se santefo ya tribal owie se nze ne yeka ɛna omugye other tribes obia bi bakumase no 1960 chairman of the regional assembly ewa asante no friend lawyer Tamaklo
say Eveni
lawyer Tamaklo and I know you're chairman of the assembly, a regional assembly. Because I say Nanka center of the right for United Party for no say about federalism. Na federalism no anya jumana unitary state na Kwame Nkrumah propose you no. Na fe ye pese ye water it down kakra so okay. Almost kakra no there yenye na yentiminya regional assemblies. The regional assemblies now shall say Kwania Santefo fa so enya gidie e wo lawyer Tamaklo mu it in fact sa lawyer Tamaklo no na wo ware eye santini ba a wo free eye nkawe it lawyer Tamaklo no ware nkawe tata na ye wo hene nana o ware wo ba no no oba na wo oba bi e friend Joyce ti Joyce no na lawyer Tamaklo no edin nti be Joyce Tamaklo ti sa Joyce Tamaklo no santini ba no efri nkawe no wono na Idi Mahama John Dramani Mahama papa ware no to ware Joyce Tamaklo no na omo bebe wo baba Ibrahim Tamaklo Ibrahim Mahama enti time Ibrahim se okọ nyina hini akoya adwuma no na san kawie kuma nkawie toase na himfuni nyina ye den etanachi
esan so omudie no
fa ne se omudie no because ne ma me Joyce Tamaklo ni free nkawie enti na ma Ibrahim papa jonkofo fa ne se ne ba no
okay
enu enti na Ibrahim santehine afa ne se ne ba no
na se Tamaklo ya okekura benya nyaho Tamaklo so the same lineage
Tamaklo no wo sad nyaho Tamaklo de yabusuya kese papa enti lawyer Tamaklo omu na chese lawyer Tamaklo betena kumase enti ne mani bi ene ne nana sata na omu ti dichem so wo secretary wo dichem so kumase no wo de be call Abidjan hotel side ho enti just after wo free crow from Mr. Yabua asane abefa school mo wo de call na bo say o case wo right na efie net emrantie fefefe na ma Cox Tamaklo multimedia Cox Tamaklo
okay
omu nyina ka obi na emrantie fefefe with the santifo maba wa no hu omu ana just na no hu ofe na the Tamaklo brothers were very very nice so no and the man santifo no enya gidie ewo lawyer Tamaklo mu se ona na chairman of the assembly
wow
nti enene ma ne ye den se obi be ka se santifo mpe enti we nyina mu no
nti wuyi ubo sa mpa ni free wa say aban ma ne enye bi no wasa abo mpa e gezi se yare bi nkobo na efo nko asopiti
yare yo obi benya wa
uduru ho a
obi benya wa
nti these two institutions ubo mpa ya se yankopon se oyi free se ubenya police amane because sembia on kan kra no ebetumi aka to so police station e do court na se e kan say prosecutor na e kan nsem a na obo say yes bibi o baby nti enu free ho a na wasre yankopon so say oyi free yare amane mu because yare bo na okopiem hospital so a na obo say yes anasi for so e kirebi enti ye de ababesi ye kan say Ernest Yaokumi eso enche bia me constituency
correction kakra o se ye said Dr. Kofi Asare me kan no na onye adwuma wo Komfoanoje but obey regional director of health Ghana Health Service
okay for so, Central region
and Tama Kintampo College of Education College of Health so no into otna honom ansana oba be regional director to otna bono honom that is what my brother is telling me so otna enti achire na wode yede ne ba asante ema Ghana Health Service Dr. Kofi Asare regional director nti obekọ na homigie mu no na akwanya ne ba ya obeye MP for akwatia na satam na chese no obi na wo mre no odwe no dedin so no eti abawie na chese nipa bi free akwatia de buga ye constituency it na cho the den say fofia nto ataya sankwanhye bai it the correction here is that in Ashanti Dr. Kofi Asare was with the Ghana Health Service
regional director
and not so much working for the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, and that is the correction. Yeah, now me so me wonuanom encyclopedia. What can normally be they will quickly come because you almost say the American beer no almost so the tournum at the actually and
you can 62 year old so na yetie
and lawyer Tom Grade the American.
Yes,
it is a no that why be things or be say something be a tribal or a tribal for what reason. So no enti ena ye dia ba bedu
tennis na woje emu
abayama ne de enya de pa
da bi wo bompire bo modern ase wo de yankopon asiwia me se bompire ye miensa enase abayama ne ene yare sa nyoma miensa se wo free mu a wo sika wo nkwa wo sika yes wo sika
wo nkwa wo sika se ne abayama ne hwe ba bia ye de asiedu aduru na asiedu akoduru wo no so a ya san ka se bosumi ya wie ya siedu ansa amra emra me be defense
ombe open defense say charges no do so apale go who say say wo bu wan na etafro mu nti se kwan na bie se no kwan so bia de besa so saa ye wo hanom
adun kwamponche omu nyina
atohwe faako ye wo hanom ko for the report be aba hanom a obi kan o kanka uye yi na wa ye din na wo hwe ne
obi na ka se menka bibi na ye kan no asieduwa abayama ne ye abai kese gise wugina den se wantimi anyina den a because afei na noma bi nipa bi eye se fama nyame nipa bi noma bi nipa bi kan se enya hwe no afei na ebe ye hwe enti saa time abayama ne no aye kan no
ebinu no se wan bompa na se abayama ne bi nyanwa wo aso be hyi papa
na abayama ne se ya ye sisi ukura no a se ya benya kamafo
because abayama ne koduru ho no mo ana na make se prosecutor edu ko gina boxing na se obobo ne nsam no so a wa bon se ne we na me na me kan ye ebe ya won wasa nsam a won tie da kwa na ye ka hye wa no
ana se de se ukoko to dem na akokuti a eye time ye bu asem no prosecutor no enya de eye charge sheet no eno ma woso na was brief facts of the case na that brief facts of the case no osanigu wono mu a asema da was obeka say chese we dey
ya sentence we kura
comments appeal to us ns ya kumi hey so sad young man like my type rest in peace anyway and ode eba ye all trist nana kwesi apia sechi so the news is true.
It's true.
He was in Parliament of Ghana last Thursday.
Yes.
When Indian Prime Minister was giving his speech.
Yes.
So, Joseph Nano was there's no presenter like ADAKABRI. This is super. And all can say ready. Kwasi Pokubo Sompem, Chairman Papa. Wasi Mampon has spoken. ADAKABRI Ibi, I told you that the MP had no control of the grassroots in his constituency.
Ubra. Amprechum.
Na dia ba asem.
No mo bono tutu. Chese yasem kuto.
Amprechum bone be no aye.
Say o se o de ba o preach na ekọ.
Na we de
ba delegate Sanigu no so.
Na Sanigu no so sai. Ba o wa ye bone.
Na say yesi MBO nomination. E de no ko campaign wo constituency wo.
Na wo ye MP a wo ba. Na so ni mu hia wentimi ni mu
ni ho do surgery na so
o do surgery na so ka ba o mi asem na nwanwan sai
na de to ka ba o mi asem ba o mi anko asem na ko ka o
ba nye so ba o mi na ope na wo ni ntia
na twen no omumbie
amprachum free pa ba o mi ayene
ye nne
nye dem na amprachum betna yen
pepepe
na wakasi manimpi
yes
say wo no ye fa ne sai ondo ba o mi na ope
yes we dem ba o mi na ode na ba
we dem ba o mi nya dem na ote ba bia te nye ho na ote
na say
amprachum to no mi wono no ni MP ba ko a woni emza banquet wa na say hinefa woni alanjonkojo chemati koko hia ya o ka che media de ba o mi na de ba na ala na de na meta ba o mi achi so hunu emma che say sata be kai say where do we obi use ye o sia kwa we crude pa no osi ope Baumia ne nwanwa ne sen Baumia no
enkrofo na atu aba ma wo constituency wo ho na won ka hwe nkyere omo na wo wayi wanim edom na ede wo baaye ntanka se obisa dom ne se
there be we ogobusa dom men
antu tumi esese wo hu gia nchen
as an MP or represented the people of Mampong.
Yes,
not only MPP for
that be
the whole of the constituency in Mampong, including even non-voters.
But MPP for na didn't buy kane and
MPP buy didn't buy a normal back sheet.
Good.
But under the representation of the People's Act, you know, and MPP for Nkwana or representative. It is what can say. On what Baumia, at the end of Baumia, and tia. Ubet na constituency now so aka the officer
ade e wo ba ho bi ho bia ye na mmom MPP for na na besa to aba eyi ba omia na ba na ye mbie nomination ye nti ye den na wo nkoa ye na ede wa ekogina ya ho na wo nkoa wo tikire ko se wo de nipa wo de ne ba constituency wo nie
ani wa wo mo ye bi atwa na me fa ne mra na fa mo
ena msi da bia ntwen
ewuntwe na be
ye ntwe ye be bo osututu
aye ontutu na ntutu hunu
sa
Mampong mo ma honyo Mampong na ye gege enoma bi so yes ye the stadwomo ba as MC hwede Mampong NDC for ye eno na
mo mpe
ohene na no kura do no ohene ebe sori be kasa kire wo mo se wo mo hwe yi so hono enti Mampong enei samplatwum ka se ono wodi Baumia ba wabo musuo
ombo musuo ne mo onya abotre
se wosusu no tumi be na so be chese
ono de wo ba yo
mi chese
delegate na mo bono sututu no
July 19
sheheya
enye ya pense extraordinary congress conference I think
conference yes
na wo mu koi na wo mu koi ehu amendment hu no ma nyina o mo kohwe akoka ho asem enti no se wo boni obeka sampratwuma ya ni se so de Baumia bantimi kobo ntutu no ade na wa gani ogeni de yin
se o ma chese
ka ode ne beto wani mu asa umpa no akasa mempe na Baumia to ne candidate and what exactly is wrong with Baumia?
There's nothing wrong
na fe hu ntutu bo na ye den
en se wanya abotre ni se ntini se
na nya abotre nya de o no wo ka
no se wonya nte asem yase o
e de bia menya nte ase
MP wo MP enkrofo na de edu begina as MP eno mo wogide wo mu nti bibi ni abra na bebi se wa na wo say ya MP so mo hold what surgeries
na unkwa na wo de ne bae
nipa delegate na no mo bo no
ahini no gina ya o ka so de Dr. Baumia benti asusu ko gina ekurom finfi ekobo ntutu ubribu ntutu ene
na so mo
adani mo won free Mampong
ofri honum
eye Peter ba ku oba EPA kura na no lecturer tech or so be MP for Mampong
okay
sa kodie no free Mampong enti no sabi mpredu asa Mampong nya constituency kitwa esoso ne Mampong MPs enya baabi nyina ampratwum na pejam as Mampong MP
so no be deputy foreign minister no
yes so wo foreign affairs ministry ho no mo a on be ka cho say ayoko ne backbone but the adwuma no 75% ampratwum na ye
so ampratwum no watena brochi sa
no watena brochi sa nti oni obi anede ma
in and out
obey deputy high commissioner to India
yes
enti dia ne ba ya
wabin no choice about it
and ampratwum no so no wo mo no ye Mampong for pure say eye ne maame ketwa Monica Sapon omo na di Anglican for na di Monica Sapon kra ko tena brochire incidental Monica Sapon so CPP ni so no enti unia
delegate ni say eba ne say no to me organize MPs
because
so omo kotaba omiechi
unya say
na fi wasa ba constituency say wo babelio say di ba omiechi meanwhile be nominations again nkofo omo president
ye bia no akase mini na chi
enti twene mbia
every yeah ken unya se won MP one na be ye the lieutenant te see nipa mienu a ekura Dr. Mama de Baumia ampratwum ene osache men sabonsu
okay
say nipa mienu na wo mo obi de say
free ka ho
from
okay
ke MPP so obi hwe sisi a yesisi obi te say osache men sabonsu a e bia be hwe no ma bi yi from a year 2007 at the urban na enei se wuyi nanado wuyi Alanchematin why na the acumen ebiti Oseche Mensah Wuyi Nanado. Wuyi Alanchematin. MPP no.
MPP no.
Why? Enna ne acumen. Esene Oseche Mensah Oseche Mensah dio. Enti du baby ono ma se ye elevate MP a nya abotre. Kennedy Kwame Akompre kwa Japan to ono mi. Sabi wanya ketwa saa.
Oh yes.
Enti se wo wanye je wo de no so na wo so kobo ntutuo in favor of wine e de noma bebre ba. Enti se na me catch ono enche ye ba be hwe tradition no. No from 1958 Buzi aye leader. They see say JB Danko aye presidential candidate 1960. They see say aye 1979 Pauli ene Victor Usu kwabena pie no ede ebaye ede bebe si 1992 de ma edubu ahen baye ede no bibetimi agina ba bi kura ka se bia edubu ahen de no kwa na ye distortion ko wie se nanka Safuadu Sani Selby Jonkofo no ana ede ebebe wie se culture of silence 1988 de edubu ahen ye no and a ma unya that preeminence.
Yes.
But in terms of say almost line of ladano nanka enu no so say on come mainstream no.
Okay.
Nanka Dr. Selby and first Dr. Kwame Safuadu so no na Kufuor so di akire. Enti wo de ba ebesi say Kufuor 96 obiti Professor Duwahin na afede 98 nanado a challenge Kufuor. So or challenge Kufuor and the buyer go to Jackson's Park in 2006.
Jackson, okay.
Kufuor Jackson Park. And then na Kufuor or setting the criteria. So it was setting criteria no and no can say or no Kufuor na chire no or the free say your party ni this one and no can say or no John Kufuor no na chire no or no bo nipa 9. And obo Ekufuado
Hackman
and obo Hackman and obo Felix Osu Japan and obo Nanaya Safmafo Safo we and obo enti obo ye no owie no say almost Safo na chire no and obo nipa miensa obo Dambotwe and obo Kwabena Japan and obo Alan enti say utie dia Kufuor kura kan in 2006 na ebeye nwanwa se wo be san twa ho asa be ka say in 2007 na Kufuor support Alan because the would tie the ono aka within that contest na nika say that na meka kire the time Kufuor kasa wie na omko regional minister ni fie no asema na na ka kire Alan asema ya Hackman Kwame Osu Agema ka kire Alan based on asema Kufuor aka no so enti eno so then they thought to say there's been a distortion
yes
say nanado asa distort adie by bringing Bawumia so enti sa distortion no would there be a restoration? It is a restoration, no, and now we'll share obi to say Kennedy Japan, who should be to say a year Brian Champon. So ultimately, no, Alano, he's far gone.
Yeah.
Actually, but there could be pressure on him, say, San no alliance.
Yes.
Sabra back. Now you restore tradition, no. Now restore tradition, now Oba as what?
So Oba
as what?
Leading member.
Who's the good Yaga say, wow, you let a Jayabiano, so let us rejoin it.
Yes.
So, but underlying, there is an agitation to restore the tradition. And in restoring the tradition, how do you go about it? Nina no a analysis.
Yeah.
It can say, Ukuada, Prof. Bia Juma, Eddie Abba. It Nina say,
Yenra, Nescumina, Wejay. Just say yenim ni si port ya
send a coma.
Yes, a heart attack. Be kind. We the anti-asem de. Yasem papa.
Richard Donko. ADAKABRI. Just be fair. Bawumia doesn't have it. He can't lead. Greedy people in the MPP party are the one pushing Bawumia forward. Now they will be saying Bawumia. All that time say give a fair opportunity. Say Professor Dubois Crown preeminence in 1988. Say culture of silence, no, and the man a proper PJ Muma or Benya that preeminence. Say obey a flag bearer of the party, no, notwithstanding. Say Selby any your friend says Kwame Safuadu any Kufuor no, and so no. Yes. but your man the opportunity. And until no sa call for the second time. Or call for the second time. Na kufuo biti inui.
Injisi ya yema Bawumia second time.
Give him the opportunity. What mean to Bawumia and just like that?
Second time I say yema flag bearer automatic na.
Debbie. Because Ajubu wanya flag bearer automatic.
Okay, so conference yomo kono.
What I'm saying is say men too your friend is saying Bawumia and just like that.
Okay.
Unze nano na make can say be can say former the ama woman because no ma be a namasia no. You can't Akufo-Addo amount reasons the entire
or they buy
or they Bawumia buy
yeah.
or can say for economic reasons. Good. Right?
Yes.
And now Akufo-Addo ya to abana wie a resource ne buy no. Resource e buy no. Me chow the entire ene se Bawumia ne adherents no. Omo kasa ese die omu yi Akufo-Addo ama no. Kina die Akufo-Addo so ka kire nipa bi our Rock City.
Okay.
So media the na analysis na ne say ese yempe kremoni si de kremoni beba. Inti ene de on the face of it no yet number yet didn't buy we no resource na down and no na say now you are moving away from obi a wa na de buy e be ka say ordinary buy we nti anu anu no ana and ordinary buy we no anu and no sa comments now no ye no and no na ma I am boarding Bawumia team no so they will be truthful and say ade no so 1 2 3 4 say nti anu no wa mo ka mo nsam no e look like say o yi Akufo-Addo ama no but ono e defer to you. Nesa wonsa akoka say now there was this seeming allegation say yempen kramofo ase yema kramoni ma enu ntina de enu obi aso antimi amusa na the time kan say na papa wo be ka kire yen no a ye de ne ba no wo di data bi kire yen say obi be ka say ye Ashanti party ne yenye hwan yempese di ceremony be ba it will carry ya and no can you just throw him away? Almost so the simplistic analysis of what's the Oba Prensa.
So obi so analysis Prensa na mo de Akufo-Addo buy no. Now there was a reason.
There was a reason.
Reason is first time, the first attempt. Number of Ghana no. It was up there. The second time. Omo chemu say ACCA nti omo ko pie mu court. Third time, the hure banker.
And the reason one na de ba. Enyam one mo generating reason. No say no. Bawumia so generating reason no.
Is that the reason no we so much say we had the first one. Performance was low.
Ono so no reason an say na wo ho ashi.
Why ho ashi?
E your friend say na ho ashi.
No nka ho.
Enti na o ka ho a na ho ashi bebre no a wono so wantimi anto na antwene no. Entimi anye his own person no.
No be his own person na ko begina dance so na o de aye ne campaign.
And then no begina so de aye ne campaign. Na Adaroma.
Even Akufo-Addo about 2016 crown 2008 2012 2016 cross so Ojina Akufo achievements no dey in the campaign.
Ojina Akufo achievements so na dey na wo ne Akufo ntem.
Na ni nua panyin no.
Ni nua panyin no. Na mfie nwatwe mu no how many times no mo ko ni fie kura say yaba cabinet meeting retreat peduas na yabechia na yedidi abom.
Na say ndey wu.
Alright, you that one say. Bawumia no pan credentials efama no. Said the wa wo kan say man yam visited the sense of the father on him no. The same way Anna will be visited the sense of Akufo-Addo on Bawumia.
Akufo-Addo sense do
on his own no.
On his own there no wa o dey chire.
Omo be chire mu nya na your friend say wo so man ampratwu mu nkan. Nya na wo so mo say chairman sankan.
Oh. Na so omo ka ne say or the northern vote beba. Northern vote is ye hu na esi ye 2024 ye hu na esi ye.
Ana uka say John Dramani Mahama Bab Obaye no was it the case of near Pe Mahama and was it the case of near MPP?
No mo Pe Mahama but no mo Pe MPP so MPP di 8 years
Mahama Bab Obaye no was it the case of say na yempe MPP ana near Pe Mahama ekokoni ngon menwenwene hu ye wate ana na 24-hour economy on say simplistic 24-hour economy policy be na net ato on say ne wakopa policy di yaba e na won align no enti Wadaroma de wo mu an say mumma Bawumia equal opportunity as friends Kennedy Kwame Akompre ko Japan as friends Yawaduchum as Brian Champon ma obia and discount to Dr. Bawumia in jest
Obian discount no.
No dey okike na dey no.
Obian discount no.
Obi kwa akobo ekogbo ntutu
say ntutu no ene dey ono ni constituency delegates no mo chese ye MPA wan ye ni ye akabra ya na so na be bisa ye say ne he ne yepe ansa na wo di bia be hye ko because yate wonka won kran sa wo na wo di domain ni MP se ni ekogu ni fie ni office
MP 66 no
ekogu ni office e ba ne sen what you say
eti cheta nka mo onye
dabi
or canvass for views it
vote and views and na event yemfa ne sa
the MP should not think that they can control the delegates in their constituency to follow them.
Suka.
They have failed totally. Still, Honorable Kennedy Akompre Japan is the best candidate for the MPP to gain power. Watching you live from Mönchengladbach in Germany. It is the same opportunity.
Yes, I can hear best cramp. Me dem say.
Na Keno, onyame dia.
Okay, so
but ma obia equal opportunity.
I don't know.
Obia equal access.
I can say. Yeah, despite automobile way.
That's right. So, it ma obia equal opportunity. So all that I'm asking you to do is say, do not throw Dr. Baumia and his aspirations in just.
Now, who throw Baumia away? Wow, so who bet you? Oh yes.
I think that's why analysis actually.
No, who bet you in the sense is say, yes, Baumia won the flaws. First attempt. Now, a cancer performance was very low. In fact, poor. What I say, but and also just say, who better.
But at least it was better than John Kufuor in 96.
Yes.
And you know, and once omo be equal opportunity.
But sana John Kufuor no muni abemu. Because a better subjective.
It's na omuni abemu.
Good.
And ani wa abemu.
Mu abemu
kwa na hu ahye ne say na ani abemu.
Hu ahyi. Yes, hu ahyi na mum.
And I said the Colossus no so a eye Kufuor ni hia eye John Rawlings no no,
tough. Yes.
Or tough. So, as opposed to John Dramani Mahama, until Nami Busa say, was it a case to say, near see a Mahama, and I near see a PMP?
Now, President Mahama, no say a question of lessons.
Ure.
Into the Ghana 4%. Almost all signed the Abba.
Yes, see a Mahama, and as I near see a PMP.
No, some Mahama.
No, some Mahama.
Oh, sir. Yes.
Oh, sir.
No, some Mahama.
Oh, there was what can you? 80 Nina and say analysis in the Beba.
Oh, yeah.
Because restoring their tradition, and no maybe a Namasiano. I was say because the only opportunity they have is 2028. The only opportunity they have is 2028. If they need to restore and align more tradition, or more any dispassionate analysis, or more dispassionate assessment, without necessarily throwing somebody off.
I can't say daily guiding him.
I said can LED by 51%.
And then another say on the Onjindi because and che bia na info analytics. And so do the bebo mu say ba me na LED. Nti we mu free fa. We mu free fa say Sanity Africa.
We mu free fa say.
We mu free fa the ben almost
APL. APL kwa so di bi ba. Your friend said Dr. Domfenom.
Yeah.
And will be added the Baba. Nina say, in shaping their preferences, let's be fair.
Okay.
All that I'm asking say, your platform has saying, you're fair to all of them.
Oh yeah.
Because me say, can they come here compro Japan be free say, me bias towards him.
No.
So me say, yeah, can't add a year. Obi say Alan Becker say there be bias there. Say yet Nasia, I can only recall an encounter mene the late Washe ET Mensa Enyaye. Was it Mr. Papa no Minister of Trade? No Chief Director of Minister of Trade. The queer year war Henefa. The queer year was trade fair. Nana may change it over from Hot FM back to Adam in 2010. And I'm because I was shake catch them say, when I'm inquiring, ADAKABRI, yeah, no analysis there. We had the papa. Now, all that I can ask of you is say, continue to be fair and objective and give everybody equal opportunity.
Okay.
Ma obia equal chance, equal opportunity. Na obia ntimi nkanasem. Asem no catch me rain feeder. Then also it was one Wednesday. Professor Mills Echusu, President of the Republic John Dramani Mahama.
Okay.
And na me kai na omu ye program no wo conference center Wednesday be hono kokko kan say Medicare say obi say or say when you compare whatever na nature say a recipe for mediocrity as be sa okoye sa line no.
Okay.
I recall say a day before and no frame me and na odeme call Ibrahim fie. I don't catch him so ono de wonim ya brief no. Say me there I am pro Alan. Nanso osre me I should be fair. Na obi ade no me man for the opportunity na yentie obi asem. Into one said the ET men are catching me somewhere in 2010 no. And I want also catch them somewhere 2000 and was it 2013 if I'm right. Because that time omu hodu you know say give to us ekra adoye yiri and a beto nwomu ade na se.
Okay.
So I want to make us a conference center a national theater honum and a choir and no cancer asem. Into said no Dr. Baumi asema American and se nipa bebre and temase the enti am say
ko njan
jawo ma de fama wo no because and to no just like that. Don't forget to say also when investing
yes
ne bre
sanso kra wodom
assign investing your friends and resources and no there be didn't know mano the best of the opportunity mano the best of the assets do not discount others, put them on the same pedestal. Let's see na omunsua bibim free na no de ye chinchim nkrofo nsa so mamu chinchim obi ansa. Let the delegates speak. There's a delegate who be kasa men kasa in the manner so ko bo ampretwum tutuo on the basis say one is what they ba omieba. You don't do that.
We it means asma o kan ya menu mienu na enam ewo eye bi saa wo Parliament House. Menu mienu de koe.
Yes.
Na it means ye share no so onso ka bibi.
Satana
President Mahama na no president that's 2013.
Oh time okofa the three wise men
good. And so can say me chere na menu mienu na me kai pa.
Enti ni nyina ne say your body politic baby you draw no yenye fair to bia so no na eye na ye ma ye nyina why it may and to be just like that name no yentie all space because you see you are looking at 2028 to also saying there be a lack of continuity no and I do how at the brain because we be she bibia se okoya ne ya to atwere na we so akoshe bibia se foforo
agena 111 president chesanka missions no ehwe sanka ombetumi ato aso na ka omakasa aye ade ase to mo kakakra aban ba true felix kwasho fosu wana nso mba besi about sesa chip compounds na bibi se sa ade na nka yem fa sa sika no en complete agenda 11 continuity a wo kan ya bia no
ehwe obi de say Jerry Boateng on Facebook Live. What's a good afternoon, ADAKABRI? Please don't give the MPP any hopes in 2028. They will never be in power until the likes of Paul Lafoko, Alan Shematin, and others are apologized to and brought back. God is working justice for those people. But so we must say, Nyankopon so na Oma MPP winning 2016. And also the cement say. That supposed stroke nana engineer yama MPP for yi we mu efri mu no and no so yet said there it is na why there
because omuni
ho nya na
but me I recall pass tamale afoko ewini ye no o kan bibi wo stage no so o say the last words go and prepare for power what he has he was poised pass be wini can say abanama MPP nti yes ye na say yin no ma MPP to me wini ye or crash still and can MPP be win because the wind of change was blowing then because now end this at 8 years
time chawo de edem ho no mu de si wa Aliu Mahama
ni fie ho
nya eye wanim sem ajawa na protect me wa na obo machimba na de si ho nyina no year 2014 April a year afoko winning you know me year Freddie Blay interview
me jina wachi
now in that interview no Once me catch Freddy Blaze say, oh ba ani afoko ma be kan boma ye part ni ye. Ana say o be under my woman.
Who you so where the be? Minim say we afidi. What's a counterbalance?
Was a deep account when I review. And I'm a kind.
Yes. No, so that be say you be see.
So, a kwanya omudi afoko fa so. Eye kwabreje Japan. A kwanya Europe ni in. Na kwanya ye this same crab. Ni nyina ene afoko yi. Sanka said the Jeribu atin sikan yi. Sanka afoko ba party man. Sanka be bo apa. So,
Bema party no mo edu.
Bema party no mo edu.
Oh yeah.
Enti esisi ano. Afoko no oscillate whether menko MPP ana menko Chirematin. Menko MPP ana menko Chirematin.
Oh yeah. Omo the MPP atwa no fruma. Onti ko bebia.
Enti Ike London I say when the value of 39.6 is greater than 41.61. I've been following the argument used by Bawumia and his followers to support his second coming with some interest. Their argument that President Kufuor got 39.6 when he first contested as a presidential candidate and Bawumia got 41.61, so he did better and should be made or allowed to contest again. They also say that some even contested 3 times before they won. I don't want to make a long post, so I will focus on the Kufuor-Bawumia comparison for now. Using just the percentage figures to make an argument to support Bawumia is simply a case of telling half of a story.
Yes.
To be charitable, it should be noted that the circumstances at the time were far against the MPP, but President Kufuor moved the percentage for the previous election from 30.30 to 39.6. This means that President Kufuor added 9.3%. Dr. Bawumia moved the percentage from 51.59 to 41.61, so he lost 9.98% from the previous election. Using trend analysis, it was easier to justify or make a case why Kufuor was supported to contest again. But it is not that easy to make a case for Dr. Bawumia using statistics or data, as they like to call it. There are a lot against Dr. Bawumia using data, but I will end here for now. I am not a big fan of writing long posts, but as they can say, Ufri Diapa and good afternoon, ADAKABRI, and I hope you are well. I think this is too long for you to read now, but you can read it when you are free. And I just why a geologist, na a Buaite or London. So no, na ebini on say using the numbers on the Kufuor-Bawumia, as opposed to say using a distortion of the succession trail of Adubuahi and Bawumia. And the dispassionate analysis, all with the view say, and then no party no crown, center of the right no crown, they are much more closer to the right. So and then when you are a centrist party, no, we are better off.
Yeah.
So because those days United Party, no, and they are a little bit far from the right. But and then they move at the aba and do NDC for crown, and then John Dramani Muhammad, is closer to the center as opposed to further to the left. So because socialism, social democracy, and then we'll be able to move to the center where you can take steps to ensure, say, state no be create more wealth, create more opportunities for all to share in. So the state creates it for all to share in, as opposed to say, Tamani ye socialist na ubeka say yan kofa sikano famrana yan redistribute emma ye welfare benefits yan fama microphone to see no come to the center create federal wealth, create a strategy that brings in the wealth. That is about the 24-hour policy now mo dey bana o makwa kofa a GTP na alanche matin de mama hama no it means that GTP no format no it gives you the opportunity to move to the center and create more wealth through strategy, and then let all share in. And you know more trust on Bayano. And she in sequence. So all the traditions to be on their foot and then give equal opportunity, equal access to all who enjoy to be part of a year contest no na so betu obi atwene keke no there whatever there was the case on your opportunity as a contest BM Nanado whatever was the case on your opportunity sa contest BM year Kufuor whatever was the case on your opportunity in 1996 now share machinations omo yeah and sana was contest BM win here kra you go rally kweti me suma na say onko ba bi nkonko di dwuma bi mfama party no every say person be ba be kasa because obe kasa na nkofo eboje so na aye how kakra
organic grounds
that could just be Jacob Betnase number 3 asema Jacob kan chemo as good afternoon Alhaji Adakabri Oshioma AK of Adakabri. So all the struggle to become and finally being an MP to serve his people or to end this way just after exactly 6 months for NSC Akumi. Oh, life and daily struggles may so rest well. I wish you and your team a great week of Adakabri and Peter Nwa and Aminia Ode Abba. Inti NSC Akumi ya kan say ni
NSC Mina make us a Mikaibra no person be MP about 10 years ago. No struggle ne challenge mum opportunity ne kunjani e wi asem de ne ba papa na me sade na ba Ernest afi
ya
eyi amase agina nchan ya wobedi MP wentumi ndia ambro afikra
and akwadwo da chi ne KD can say he went to Adum TV on Friday July 4 that's the holiday
Friday,
and died today July 7 heartbreaking and Odibaye Kofi Ofusun cancer or Pofi or say this life nipan seshe I rest in peace bro hey and Ode Ebaye and into ye hwa na ya hwe ni ye say nipa de ye nim say de besi aba
ntine ye say ade ma woni je no ye no more
ade ma woni je no
yes
titem to bebrebe na se no no
eno no hwan na etu sa temi
and acha usu busa be on ye hwe Abna, are you a producer? Never be a coy, okay, na what to say? We and Wakushia with the Abba.
Oh, we cried. Yes, once I'll be called Bima soon, Quande, I'll be whom in fact, you're quite dragon and penny for the papa group na equeno. You try your jamuka fine. Say, we share Obi Manso, just a choir on my ye. Road keke Abba ebini Ghana from the airport to hotel Ekwadaye
South Africa sem na working
Johannesburg
gold na so gold na
ehye kro fe
gold na usu gold you richer than them
just ya adwen ho just we are in the same continent then asesa Ghana esi ntumi ye road infrastructure ni ye
Joburg or the gold no dey achichiri Joburg enti na wuntimi mfa gold enchichiri kofu from e Ghana ha enti say usu wo ye gold a di free adanse e dey ba nyina no usu the gold echichiri the new Kumasi
just say be more plan e be more shadat na say this is what we want to do and they are doing it enchiri yeso bibi kume bi keke Yakobo eni akohoma nkasa ya san gi eni and ye chiye ye rewura mo tourist sites no
I say new nation I say as if Adakabri likes the MPP and Bawumia all be plan
Okama na buey. Wan kama na buey. Enti ya kwaba.
Say there you broaden your horizon. So ehun hia papa. Ebi na sisi da ho no mi. Na a chronicle of the Africa expansion. Zoom Lion touches down in Kenya.
Yes.
Is it a Ghanaian man? And or broadening horizon by tagging his company along Zoom Lion. And now, sir, is it an African man tagging his company along in the African continent? And now, is it a Ghanaian state initiative? Say, your systems not such that a company could thrive in Ghana and enter into the African market.
Yes.
And now, where do you place Kwamse Japan ne expansion move ya oye no
where do you place it untumi nkasa ya wono ma Ghana mpo because 24 countries
ana Kenya beka ho
Kenya asa beka ho ansa na last make sure say Qatar ana hefa World Cup no
one Zoom Lion has been selected
yes.
as a participant of the consortium na e be clean
ho no into we move out of Africa cra this year no untumi nkasa Ghana nko ade
is it the environment here in Ghana and etimi am na successful etimi propelling in Africa and beyond na
yes say but e dey obakasa ha no stepping stone ina ni dwuma odi wo so when di ni year aka onya sa akwanya no so wo other countries
no
good other countries mo no so onko excel wo ho no aha nti no so aboa ana stepping stone o ye ni yie no say ti de bia okase adwuma ne ye de be hye wo nsa no hwe so be ye na wa ye ni yie
and reinvesting in the Ghanaian economy so business wo share investment ako
ye
share ba kun a ode ba ye drip no district road improvement program so machines ba ye nyina yoko for atnas be say 30 days ya hwehwe mu ye nya bibia ya hwehwe mu ye nya bibia so we ete one mo sa ebeduru ba bia ba wan say asusu yoko for hwehwe
no de ba kura so nya ho ye kan say omo backlash kakra ekwo no so say ode akoma MPP for na MPP for opese MPP winning ti
anso so no ogusu
ono no ye na adwuma
etino enei dia ube and on say baby make be can be was say leveraging on private capital
yes
that will leverage on private capital it in the ability to bring in the capital na government so would taxes no would you nkakra it yana government yi sika boom akoye bibia yana enye easy sa sika boom no
and
so but so bill says utimi nya a Ghanaian company no betimi leverage on the private capital say bibi because obi to say and some kwan ya ye ka ho on pictures and omo dey to social media I will share bus
weekends na ye crowd
enya sem papa kra na we see ano
bus si menu
and the 2025 bus and akwa mu owner of the bus no and I just say or side pressure I start to driver no so say I didn't know they go far hold my car no car because a double axle at the time a yes axle no it seems no they just say 20 years useless na ubika any 8 weeks that be 8 weeks cra so na ekofa baby say they just a picture no so by ya they just a driver na dia mia because ka wona nim say BBC na in the aveno we say hey that dey we na no ani abra na wo kan wan say asebe da wono no but men for any brain ko driver no so na asema enti ha so na busa me say enti ke nya Ghanaian company a obetimi leverage on private capital say Kofi Jobu say Joe Shop say Mawum so say your pen saying omo akeka ka to me leverage on private capital e de be ye kwan na man ka ye tuatua na kakra kan nwanwan ne
say elsewhere sa no mo ye no ya haso de I say we kakra we register certificate na kwaji kakra sa
and even so poku dia be ADAKABRI Frimpong Manso MPP do not want your advice you have achieved your motive GBKB Fue allow the sleeping dogs to rest. Who has twist whose hand? Everyone has a support. Why is it that when people declare their support for a particular candidate, then you have a problem? And did I have a problem with any obisi or declaring support?
No.
People na make us amprechumu and says obi amprechumu ebon in tutu on the basis or no so pedota ba omia. Edivans yeti watiana na me Papa Francis Poku former national security minister no kan. Ozidu ba bia de wo so mpo wasem okra no. Utie na sem dakopa ebetimi atene bibi dia bro watiana it is upem support upem hwan upem utu no ba omia kra wonim. Onimu Ivan Sopuku no. Aha, ezo mitu ba umia woni me pa. Right, enti na just zoom what Ghana.
Oh, wayade.
Because first and foremost will be abeka say a Ghanaian company. Obedru ahomachi ya so say asato meeting. Asempe.
Na again answer be man contract bia so country bia na hwe ne awaye.
De awaye wa say
bia free ase no.
So profile no.
Yes, na be kire.
Na be kire. Minia Kwabena Cecil and Odiaba. Also, it has become obvious Kenya Japan keeps gaining popularity in the grassroots of the MPP, and it looks likely that he will be the next flag bearer. Anyway, MPP continues to pay for what they did to Alan Chematin, Paul Afuko, and Sammy Crab. It didn't say, maybe you can go to Busa, I'm going to just realign. Now, whatever. Is it too late? Alignment with Chematin? Is it too late?
Oh, it's not late. Not it's better late than never.
It's MPP for no. Or initiative BB that when you have near Fiona, me Fiesta Messa Kamabu.
Yeah, Alan, no album.
Who can you say Alan and any party, any MPP album? 1796 one called Great Alliance.
With other political parties.
With other political parties.
Yes.
BB and for today, Mudi Ama. Is it too late? Is it web the
Justin could you say wow when wabra?
Na Sasam no kind, no. It is a widespread support there.
No, so one no free.
And to assist actual letters, Ambrano, or widespread support there.
And the general secretary.
And the people say, oh, why? And why you be a penny be the man who and meet me catch as a penny way where you're kind. All right, good dear. And Nina say, we should look for the best for the country, Ghana.
Oh, yes.
The fragmentation, I'm a Ghana, lose no be brave.
Yakechi, a bit of making.
Fragmentation. On say, fragmentation about Konosono, Bakuna, chips our wedding starting with a P. There be a make a breast and an major in a Jamie. They wear the tin. As I say, you move at Chibisa. Nano major in a Jamie. Oh, there be a Jerry, a P. The decay.
I just
ha. Yet you much a cheddar. No, you much a cheddar. It is a fragmentation, you know. A hat. Don't do baby on my. Yeah, she said
polarized. So
polarized.
Okay.
The polarization, no.
Okay.
We are so polarized.
Yeah,
and you move at a shadow. And you know, you do baby on a more a hat. Don't a hat. A much shadow because a Ghana need the ultimately on my Ghana sweat.
Oh, yes.
Now, a Ghana need year ultimately, no, or my Ghana so at the year. Into no. Where do we come to forge a common aspiration? Be so I don't know because I remember no mubuno. No obi dear difference be out. I don't know.
Yes, any pan yes some.
Convoy.
Oh, I Sam George. Any brave say appointing ministers the then Kufuor's government. 4 months post the bend omu yusu the cabin say convoy tin also by the same thing.
The same I know cast or data so now I DSTV before so 30%. Na minister no owo to me sir
and who na one
why investment be no more de
won fa hwe mbai we local content create bi ni ho GTV can say content ben on the mic Ghana for is it enough? Other private stations say work Ghana ha content on the Ghana for is it enough? Now DSTV obi eti baby
I don't know
on we creative content all the world over now so be so budget tariffs now
na I didn't know DSTV F4 Nigeria Senegal e
be omo subscription doors aha says can say the higher it goes less it becomes then
a new nation ADAKABRI, you were part of the MPP defeat. Play back your tapes and here send your advice. Right. And the international Yamra Medidi Hongo Kakra. Is it possible say Obi betimi aye dia benia Obi betimi aye Yankana say small scale mining since 1991. From 91 to date, how many years in it?
90 krana ka yefa say for no 30 something years.
Say 91 next we are looking at 34 years. And enipa embepe nyinchre Kofi Luma or say good afternoon wafa please Why can't government make agreement with contractors to do roads and mount toll booth from roads for some years, and it becomes national property, and to build, operate, and transfer? So private capital. So that's a build, operate, and transfer. And as a build, own, operate, and transfer. PPP, no, I want to be brave. But then the key point is, so and the state of Ghana, you bet me a leverage on private capital. Say, yeah, can you just zoom line so no one wet me and BBR. Obviously, our backers be our baby. And could it also be so to also bet me a catch and say zoom line into me leverage on private capital no and from building the Central Corridor Road, never build from Accra, Kumasi, Techimai, Tamale, Boga up to Paga. Na yankasa sa kwan we say yaye and the Ghanaian businesses want me leverage on such capital and me amfanya kwan no. Na sa build, operate, and transfer, sa build, own, operate, and transfer, ni nyina no, dear na ye can ede afan. This is a question Ofiluma at me ede aba. Now, Minia Ambrose Oklu, why a professional small scale miner. Na takwa ena owo. Takwa so dear e kro. Ai me ba e wo ho. Ye friend no BB money. Ai right. Miss Oklu, ya mo atena se. I know I Mike na make kakra. Right. Say you describe as a small scale miner. What are we talking about?
Small scale mining here. Yeah, or to a good year on a small scale. Your large scale and a small scale and so on. Large scale, Bini Golf is Ghana Limited, Newmont near Hunky Kauno. And a small scale, I was Caribbean. At least I can see 25 acres square. I'll bet me I Juma also, which is the small scale mining.
Now, dear Nema will enter into that field.
No crab Bible now, Poaka said, and sign your Jumano, Memo Didi. Until maybe a school no. Ejuma paying. Until baby I was who be near Juma be a ebe mouse who know a bush did you know. Until I call mining. And I'm mining so me come 91. Oh, Akon. Takwa Akon down 91. Last badge I'm close to.
1991, 34 years ago.
Yeah.
And now going to small scale mining.
Yeah.
How did you get into the small scale mining then?
Okay. Maybe a school madam for be a friend in Goka family or more. Ne papa mo ho no more.
Goka Goka.
Yeah. Goka. Ho no more.
Satam Drakoka. Almost an incident be by Omone Evelyn Chreme. Ma Boacheja Queen Cranede. Because meet you.
Anti Abrabon number of water unko ye anti a family Adam for there. Call and also small scale mining na no ye anti Eric Goka no nipa or the mekum.
Oh, to do quay no. A dear ma came.
Oh, me to me feeding my families. To me share my own tea. Me feel say a chan chrono.
A chan chrono. It did not start small scale mining no. How was it about? Near any saying. That's
that time now, dear friend, I love your dredge. Chanfan na ye omuye jumasisi na.
Ebini. It is not small scale mining near any saying. Okay,
your friend manpower and name and see galamsey gather and sell.
Gather and sell no.
And omuye ne galamsey no. Ya tutu fem hard rock mining underground.
Hard rock
mining. And ne ho. Lay anu or down. Underground. And to be two fema answer na wako to be a 1 pole, 2 poles, electric pole no. The tintim me no me answer na wako to.
Utu form.
Yeah.
Answer na wako to bubano.
Yes.
You shoot you.
Until we to me the bubana call be 100,000 poles krana still. Unte Juma ebua Ghana pa. Excuse me to say this. Yem penning for no. Ena omun kan no krenche Ghana mine. Entina ye bre na nka ejuma esa ban no odi nani ko ho hard rock mining no odi nani kon na nka Ghana youth nyina gise obi a ombobra.
So enter into hard rock mining.
Into hard rock mining.
Chechiremu hard rock mining chechiremu.
Eno eye buba I underground. Eye layer. Obekoko to be e bi ne kese be ese. Eye layer da hot tin enanti kopu mu. Enti udi ayensa. Ebisa sa. Me more example akunda na America no. Still e wo up to ne from Kwame Nkrumah time. Then nanano ma breso. E wo ho a endru baby still amount for ye adwuma wo ho. Nti ubedi scanso wom. Enye krade odi be kofi de emmo. Nti na si galamsey fo nye kakra na enya ye ho toye. Nti adwuma pa aban no nani koso ampanifo bi ho no mo me sraw pa me ni bre pa na me de aba ha ne. Na me nka sem bia ntwantro me nya kora. Ye mpanifo ne bi ho no mo hu a na o ma agi afa. Bebre ho no mo mbra asem American mpanifo no mo mbra. And American so say mining, small scale mining companies say what takwa nyina except one NDC for there from takwa Nswaim to Bogoso.
Mining concessions
na one.
NDC for there.
Yeah. Me NDC member. So I know what I'm saying. Me can't go see asem so. Nti mining ne there mesraw ene amaba he aban no hwa. Me entina me say me a professional small scale miner. Me nkotena o me nya me hu sa nkrofo na omo ye omo hu say bulldoze omo. No, I'm not part of that.
Into over the years
underground.
Why you hard rock mining no into afa no adu bedru henefa.
Sisi adenti amaba ha ne say 2005. Na ye chima pe bia bia ye adwuma. Nipa de wo ye adwuma say ukọ wenim. Ye pay your own concession nti. Ye konya baby. Yakoya no emwesi nti ye di 7 good months ena yi amna no ma ye yi mo wi enso ye ko tu nsi odan as that time ye ni machine say be bon nsi nti ba nya me ncha de company bi ba am friend Steve Joan nti obe bon nsi no ma yeso anya access e call down ye adwuma e ka de nipa bo bi o pa ba na samples no enya nti ba de obedi no. Yeah. Until 2010, and SMBC well, yeah, ubedi small scale mining. Any Steve Joan, any Takwa mine. I say, that time now, Honorable Collins Dada, or any papa, Majina will feed you so I can.
Alaji.
Honorable Collins Dada, yeah, a bimo or my ma, or mutis, or mukano credits or non can be did this Ghana, a calling. About Takwa, I be friend mining sectors now, or you know, my Kushao. Tamsu Lodge.
Hoye hotel.
Yeah. Nti o ka so obi amfa ne papers mbra ne hwe. O hwe mo hwe de nso o ka kiro mo place no. We mo enye kra ama mo papers bi o mo ye adwuma. De ntina no mo nja o mo.
Ne je so obi abeje mo concession no a mo bra ye ya ansa na yetimi ablo nso no kra.
Yeah. Na obi ba abeje. Obe certainly amicably. O si paper na mo kita na chese o mo de ani bre na mo nja ne enye adwuma. Nti ye adwuma up to this 2025 year change of government haba your ho January no mana NDC for ni bi ba ye MP ya otisu sisi atakwa Nswaim MP Isa Taylor takwa chairman NDC chairman how do you call this man Dan Laden
Large Dan Laden.
Yeah. You have no mobile say. First one no mobile na Isa Taylor on count.
Yeah, a current MP no.
Yeah, current MP na on count. Dan Laden any small boys be back who your friend Ali near who can one mobile. So more ba party nti. Baby I am mine be I say NDC party members ni be there. Edwan no mo ye adwuma. Yes we agi omo awa too. Ema omo request say ye ma omo baby back 13 no mo mfanye adwuma list no mo de ba na 13 si ye mfanye adwuma na hwe si 13 e dose dodo omo nti so nti e kan ama ekosi 8 no omo twa bi ma ye MP ya me face no mo gye e di ma ya MP a oti so
say
CCA denti amani abra maba no no ya twa baako 8 ma mo anso mo samba gye 4 kan ho ma ekoye 12 yankasa ye ne omo ye adwuma load bani e cha ye chemienu load ye nya as company load no ye chemienu ye mom 1 na so afa 1 February mo no mo di soldiers ba ho so mo aban na abaso nti adwuma no mbe gye no by force
yeah ben
this year February ya semen twanto 17 February me were pictures ni bibia wa ha no videos on mobile
and on mobile
mo di soldiers ba ye e be jam na ne ya me NDC member beside the whole Ghana from Volta up to Takwa and he said me NDC member na wusu NDC member and akokromoти nso e ba akopɛ wa ba no 2 no 1 me so me 2 no 1 ban professor na obetumi convince o ma o member party no mu en na hia and sometimes no ebi mu de o mani etete mpanimfo na echi na mo de di boni abra mpanimfo na mo wosoro mpo o mo nim ho hwe be G site ni ya up to now me ni wukasempo ya fa ho mpo mo mpese be fa ho no ma dia ya nkasa ya dia
the only reason say party aba
o ma ban na wo so
o ma ban na wo so na wo so Ambrose Ocluse o so ya ndisi ni
me that's it incident na say o mo yesa baby am ye adwuma sisia 6 good months ni me ne mere ne memba eduma bia me ho me ya me hwe me nkora me kita nkora 5 nti daddy o
hwa hard rock surface mining yeah small scale mining since 1991
I'm not light
and baby aduro ni
yeah nti me bisa ne say ene yesi party yan dwin Ghana ho me party na aba ene nti me di me nua bone ofi say china den na besi
any brisem
yeah nti misre mpanimfo no mo osoro misre ye mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama oba no ono oka ne place oba ye oman ne yie Obama Ghana nyina nti de ne nkrofo ne yie wo ho aye MP Danladi ye MP no Isatela any Danladi omu gu omu anim ase de omu ye otakwa no na amanfo ehu omu ntumi nkasa no mbrem no mo omu mfiri on tem mesre ne pa
ati so omu no gi mu concession omu na etuo
bibia eka ye boy ya boka mean that skadada no be is it 35 billion e wo ho no musisi a yenya ntua kaya omu abagi omu hwe nim production e ba na omu de ko omu de omu ye
onu o invest said the war invested to
one
the tune of
35
350,000 you know as a 3.5 million cedis you know onu invest and
35 billion old currency
and not just about 350,000
aye kawa at that company ni so sisia na wodi party di abegi MP mu aya frew ye di we si papa say hwe obi aso wo be yiyem e wotakwa ho no mu de na PSS o man fa o ni anse o no me can plane NDC o mu nya ko na bia wotakwa ho no mu bi
the chairman Danladi any Isatela MP you know
yeah o mu gu party na anima ase party no me so me kan ho sankra na o mu join party na nse mu bi so mu say da ben time ben o mu join party no sometimes yem bia ye wo party mpo na ebi mpo ye nwu o mu
ani abeji mo japade man kwada no
yes
ostensibly say omo your party members ye pa adwuma mo omo
say my be me report mun find out say me boa Ghana mrawa ha no mu say me boa say Isatela any Danladi mu omo abeji ye property omo di party din abeji obi adwuma abeji ye adwuma etena so ya mun hwehwem say me boa emra ne mendi say no kran so a mun ka bi benchire no
acha se dia no maka akire wo se yagie ase yagie keke
omagie afa na cha se omo asem keka no na cha se wo party ba no abaye de obi
na so abeji
na sana ebu oman ntina me kan MPP wo so me maintain NDC maintain MPP but MPP was no me see concessions say what takwa nyina from takwa Nswaim to Bogoso Prestia monhwehwem na monhwe say concessions say wo ho no bebre na dodo na NDC fon kwa de me pese me bobɔ din bi wa ha no mo concessions ne Mohammed Nko Eko Johnson Steve Juan obia monhwe
between Bogoso Diko Prestia
from Takwa Nswaim ha
Takwa Nswaim Edeba Takwa Edeko Bogoso turning left Diako Prestia no
small scale mining concessions are on nyina me makachra just find out today ntina yesa mo omugu party na nimase ebi mo di ya ba kan na mo nka bebre na di ya Takwa sisi Takwa mining
ya ka say e pen say mrekudika ene okobi na na ekontokwa e ne sa de yete nkra
se enumpo mukum nipa om mrekudika na okobi case no se motie see ene ba ene obi hwe ni nkwan but we are too matured for that, we are too big for that ntina pese famra kwan so no na ka ye ka ne mbema ma obi aye bema so ati ase kakra obe no obe ba eno emfa so ndwemba
what is the DNA saying?
My DNA say, Mr. Ghana Mampeni, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, said there ni MP ni yawa Takwano, and send Fata, he should call him to order. Only Dan Ladin. A bra mo bo Takwa Honomono, and boa Takwa mine.
Now, Regional Minister Makacheno.
Usika say uko hwehwe no appointment be na obebuku. This is the only chance I'm menya aba ha no mo. Yeah.
Yate. Ya mani nsi ha. Kofi amabu a to onim de yakwaso yi.
No, menjindi. Me omo aminim so omo nim no omo din na mabobo no.
Okay. Medical na alaje de ho nkomo. Ansa na ya hwe kwan be fa so a de ko chese akoye ayaka de ene agiche nkrofo nyuma.
Yes.
Ostensibly in the name of party.
And the party no beji bibi akun down the biggest mining shaft award the whole Takwa and ni akun down. That her party be about the didn't na muti hon so magi hon so aboso. Nti dey na mo hwehwe bi omo koje obi di aka ho.
Is there to magi bibia? Why? Ebedi nkomo na ya san dis nkomo we say biem. Na ehun the way forward. You akoma to yem. Eye Owura Ambrose Oklu, a professional small scale miner since 1991. And it's a nipa biaba 2010 thereabout. Omo try sen kombeji na djuma. Ama no Alhaji Collins Sawuda. Aye mines minister then. Ehwema no kure ye adwuma. Ama omo ntimi anye. Watena mu boko to the baby. And February 17, 2025. Was it Takwa Nswaim, chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Alhaji Damladi, any current member of parliament for Takwa Nswaim, Issa Taylor. Womu ostensibly see a juma di amam ranti and maba wa a buama part neba pawano, and on mababa jijin, Krofu including Onumpo, so ye, and Disney. Na nkrofo dia mememfe eye from Nswaim edeba Takwa edeko Bogoso ebukof ekowura mu honom ewo Prestia ena nkrofo ye nasema wode abedan ye ni na ja Citizens Advice Bureau de betimi aka ache na ne se ontwena komanto ne yam na yema eye mpanimfo no Kofi Amaboa ontimente ese bibisa wo honom a na omonhwensia no Oklu ebedo ase to final comment chia wabusuafo a omo Volta omo Accra omo Western omo Central nyina
ede kan me chia me wife Benis Akpalo ene me nkora nyina ena me da Nit FM so asise omo ma me akonya ye se me express me feelings me da Ghana ni bia o tie mesisi a nso me da mo nyina asi
yaso yede wase se de ye ya ufiri so wasem ka neat 100.9 FM na be abeda no yeso no ne nukrem ene ebepese ebeda adie na ye nyina ho ahare yen etwa akoma to yem
yo me da ma senso
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you glow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku potomanto. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibia so beri ni waware ne a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. We dan kan no tumu ho. Me be mo anu nso wo hye kura dia ka ho. Wo hwade a wapi ho. O ka sa batete e da fom ho. This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a baba worry.
Asew.
Ye fear said this way chocolate drink ya sorry no pa no ne nom. Ye be chef fridge nom no se snack. Ye nya hoho anu ne de serve wo mo. Ye didi wie ne ye pe bibia bogu ya de so a. This way chocolate drink ne nom. And this way no ti anu a, he se kire wom, koko wom, brick wom, bibia wom, ade wo hia ne so se.
This way chocolate drink.
De wo hia ani so se.
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you glow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku potomanto. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibia so beri ni waware ne a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. We dan kan no tumu ho. Me be mo anu nso wo hye kura dia ka ho. Wo hwade a wapi ho. O ka sa batete e da fom ho. This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a baba worry.
Asew.
Ye fear said this way chocolate drink ya sorry no pa no ne nom. Ye be chef fridge nom no se snack. Ye nya hoho anu ne de serve wo mo. Ye didi wie ne ye pe bibia bogu ya de so a. This way chocolate drink ne nom. And this way no ti anu a, he se kire wom, koko wom, brick wom, bibia wom, ade wo hia ne so se.
This way chocolate drink.
De wo hia ani so se.
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye.
Neat 100.9 FM ni na ene ye dwada kutansa bosumi ne wo mi ne de to sonson afimpi no aduonu enum na mame se abono me nsa pa ho meet me nsa na in the studios Benjamin Isari of the New Patriotic Party and then Richard Suma of the Movement for Change and na wo atenase na ye baba twendwene ho Richard yamo atenase
yo of ADAKABRI chiao production team ni nyina chia Ghana for pimpima omutie we wiawe
Yo, Benji, unso so yam watrase. Okay. A quick comment on the Ghanaian Chronicle tells us today. So Zoom Lion continue to expand into the African terrain. Now, Omodru Kenya.
Yeah.
Now you are asking, is it the Ghanaian man, Joseph Siamwa Japan, and or ambitious and Oko, or is it a Ghanaian business entity and expanding? And is it an African man who is looking to serve the whole of Africa, or is it an African company which is looking to expand? What are your thoughts, Richard?
Yo, of ADAKABRI, say what can find here? Say the papa, and I'm a far Aquina when Subio Namachia, Honorable Alanko Juchre maintain any all the entire followers and lovers of the movement for change. Now, congratulations, the Jospong group of companies. And I said normally, no, per our understanding, a limited liability company is a standalone company on its own, autonomous company, which is detached from the owner of the company. And you know, we can say, and the CEO and an individual and a OG and Yum, but a Ghanaian established company. What grow business no? They be a business biano a 4 stages mo. The first 3 phases, the introductory stage of the business, are also a whole lot of challenges. And who was our introductory stage of the business? Now one far. And in the ebimu eta ejumane you end up collapsing at the introductory level of the business. And now free where you move to the growth level of the business. Now free growth level now a whole now we say the business no starting picking up kakra you are starting to gain your grounds. Who start here understand the dynamics of the business now what shemu ube to me aka say be share me analysis now. These are my strengths in the business, my weaknesses munye, the trust in ye, opportunities in ye. And here honum suna, it requires sufficient knowledge in the ekesiye and san obe to me moving from the growth to the maturity. And here Becca says, see no the Jospong group of companies no, on do maturity stage. And to the maturity stage, you know, edu sa pempem sona, it attracts a lot of attention to your business. And it when we say the process is now Jospong group of companies now mafemu are a subsidiary in the Zoom Lion now. Zoom Lion no are mature dun pempensobia. Other countries within the continent and we say we must be able to use something that was originally built within the African continent. And yes, Kenya, Omuni Kenya, Nibia, one India, now the financial resources. Say also before Zoom Lion entering into the Kenyan market, you know. Now, obviously, no more means of collecting and disposing of their refuse or waste. And the no any opportunity. And I mean say, our extra enimdie and now our extra capacity be, which these other African countries or Kenya, as we are speaking today, Kenya and Asaman in the opening, no. Na Kenya for chimiaji awa to there. Then it is about competence and it's about capacity. And Rebecca say, an African company, a Ghanaian company, that all idea obetimia yebia say, yebedimia demonstrated to the white world and now to the West or to Europe or to everywhere say, the black man, the African man, is also capable of managing a company. A company who will have the tendency to grow and grow and grow and become competitive globally. And to answer your question directly is to say to you that it is not about the individual, Dr. Nsian, they call him, right? That Japan. And yet, onuna orgy credit, no. The credit, no, and yet, onuna common, no. Credit nina the Jospong group of company and Jospong group of company no which individuals own the company. It is a Ghanaian. The individual who owns the company is a Ghanaian. So in this regard no, apart from saying the company no and making the Ghana country no proud no, the same way the individual himself no so no, he has become an instrument of change. That this change no ebe buaye say Maya ewo Africa continent ni nyina so no betimi agi atum say a company started in Ghana and over the next 15 years no enyadum pempenso bia all African countries can tap into it. So in a nutshell, it is Ghana that is supposed to be taking the
years.
Yes, 19 years company and a company to survive for 19 years, no, for the ADAKABRI with your vast knowledge and expertise, you know, especially within our African terrain, wouldn't say any common. And for other countries to be extending hands, that's why I'm saying that. Is it because maybe other countries no, they are bereft of ideas and now need capacity no, and now need obia was our countries no ma financial resources or machine and logistics now the convey baller. It's because they cannot afford it. They can afford it because Kenyans have more multiple millionaires and billionaires than we have in Ghana. Nigeria has more multiple billionaires and millionaires than we have in Ghana. Ghana sabi and now they be a bomb millionaires and successful people in Ghana. It's always about Kwame Despite. It is about Ibrahim Mahama. It's just about some few people, limited to about 5 people. We call them all the time as those who we can classify them say they are millionaires and doing well in Ghana. No, basically they are not more than 10. But if you go to Kenya, you go to Nigeria, they can mention hundreds of people who control huge sums of dollars, millions of dollars. And you know, you be born a basu. Now, dia obimu ye wa Ghana. Now, omu ye attempt to discredit him and now to make it look like say, onu na all exploiting the Ghanaian state, now on deliver anything, but he's taking more than he's been given here. And in the best from so much, say the man is making the country proud, he's making the continent proud, and all of us are proud of him.
Danji.
That's it. Menchia was from Kona, Menchia a tea for Pempema or Muti, a de areho kese pa na aba ama New Patriotic Party ama yuku fa ma boto pa because oyobi a menene ye fine pa ya bonachi domwa oko Supreme Court nyina ye ne na eko the last one na ye call ya ekonya judgment ya Supreme Court it true asem no gu ye na no pena mantimi anya ho anko bi na me wokumase na minua no etimi ade no ho na afi obetimi akoso aye na adwuma serve eye akwatia man kwatia constituency na wakoso aye na adwuma na fufie anto ata na no pay sorry ya yese eneskumi nyame ato nsafre no in fact ade a ya reho sempa odwen ho a onti ase me ankasa kra ba kra na me wo hospital St. John's Hospital me check up na me nya as information no ho nti in fact enye ani die kese ne ebuo kese a me wo ma ofa ne platform ya ka ba ba kra ne no aka ayedin ama me nso no ta mo ba ye no na me twaja enye ye nti ye be ma abusua ni nyina ya akọ ne ya ma the New Patriotic Party amanyuku nso ya akopa ya hwere such a young energetic manner afia oba utimi se ne niema oye bia no na utimi se awieye no eye kama pa nso eja ye be ne den ya me obo na ade na ono ana oje nso a ye osi boy ya wankra no oje nso a onkra nti ye be fa ne sa na ye nyina ya hye ho den ofa ye nua Zoom Lion da bia ye ka ewa ha se ne vision no big na yenso me no kra no nye ne modern mo na wabọ no ho asem na me ba beka over esese se ye wade a yesomu yi wo mamu ha because baby a amanfo de anigye eje Zoom Lion Jospon se awe Japan no odwen ho a wonte ase na ye ya nkasa oye dehye aye ne wo mamu ha nam bibi 1 or 2 bia enkoyie na ye twe na bo so wo niema ko betimi aye ne papa mu di abo a wo man no nenne other countries na ewe kam no eje na wa tu so omra me ye adwuma mfa ma wo mo ofa ye tia sa ya nwe ya ebe hu anse na ya hwere Zoom Lion beka zo Ghana kra no ontimi ne yenye adwuma bi because so hwe the advanced countries eni age no ho ene na adwuma pa oye the capacity that the company have it's something that we should not joke about, and the company too is proud of their capacity in any areas bia ombeko bia so omobeye adwuma bia no omobeko akwa nti yebo namba so yenso mu yie yenso ni mu yie wo mamu ha na yenhwe se ne dwumadie bia odie bia no yebebo ho ban sene edurumire bia businessmen na wo kromu ha na ye kan ho asem no omo ye ya adehye nti yemmo omo ho ban na yemfa sika nhye wo mo adwuma mu na wo mu nyina omo na so yie na wo mu ntimi compete with other foreign companies omo nso no omo betimi ahye wo man na nimunyam na yenso omo mu yie yenso omo asene na yenhwe se omo dwumadi omo bedi no ebebo o man no nti ofa yebo na baso onkoso a ebia yebo mpa yenso aye kai no
na ekwan ya da aye amasama de konsanwami and obi throw message de ba ye say nti yintimi nya private companies say contractor for bitimi aye kwan na ye de toll atoso na na de besi asem say yetimi leverage private capital edi ye adwuma na government so concentrate on the ogene tax nti nkakra emwa ye nya Ghanaian business be betimi leverage on private capital edi aye sa kwan ni agigi to nkakra de atu aka na
yeah ofa so hwe Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia ne manifesto on road say o hwe o kan ho asem say ye ba road sector na ye de be ma private individuals no ma construct road no na se ne wo kan no de to atoso na ye no mo akọ agreement no mo age wo musika because aban no nko aho ode ne ntimenye road dodo na e wo mamu ha no nti wo hwe a eno an waka no the vision of Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia one of it ne say obe prioritize road sector na e wo mamu ha no se ne be ya private sectors na omumu odu a omu betimi a construct roads na hodo na ade amaye ne no omo call long way a no omo de to asiso na omo age omu sika ofa ne papa mu pa I think say road minister na ne aban John Dramani Mahama president omo timi de san hyehyɛ no kwadwem na omo hwemu yie na omo hu say ebebo a emfa ho say new patriotic party and say Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia na idea o de bae na eso omo de adwuma so omo hwɛ na se beboa o man na sene na Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia nim se beboa o man no no oba obeye ho adwuma no I think say ye tu ho na mo sesi a of ayade e beboa because aban government na nkasa no financially no na ho odin wo fam nti say ya anye ne sa na esi bibia na aban na be ya enu abi na ebehu a of say private company na construct of anko ensamo road ya aban sesa na saban eba problem bi eni ho contractor no sesa na niam nkonkogu fie ono de once aye ne no contractor all year na wonim how many years wo di bewie and how many years I would to besi so obetimi de ate no ne ka no
because you see an kwan no transport operators are almost kwako support indigenous Ghanaians are almost residents of the area almost demonstration on Saturday by July 12 almost anopa no nsia nante frequency satellite wo na de amasama stadium junction wonom the abre contractor petition abre contractor no de copy ama MP or amasama almost nyina say they are suffering unnecessarily now we share do asonto for more since April of last year engineers kura work on so into omuka since October of last year sika promise om say the be more no tapre ba kura nya den emfremu emai na there are indications to say the president of the republic may say ye ba be dualize Accra Kumasi road enti saa de we ya yenka ho bibia no residents no eba na this idea say betimi leverage on private capital no Richard what you know what I'm saying
yo of ADAKABRI one say company biano before no be ye a disbursement and as obe kase or investing into a state project which could be a PPP a private partnership programs in collaboration with the state, they are normally, we are very careful. And now, we share your environment na ye woman no so no. Enye a reliable environment be a private investor be a beka say. Yen fa no say from Epokwasi and also from St. John's Onuma Echo. Equine are very, very bad nakasano. There is no private investor who will want to take such a risk. And they yen can create my home. Because in the interim,
what we are saying is leveraging on private capital as opposed to say
that's what I'm saying, that the private capital, they are looking at their turnover, the ability to pay back. And to no buy any cost benefit analysis here, and some of them say we no viable enough say me private capital be then be share mu na mato, because every other agreement is say you put in $1 billion or $5 billion to finish the road. Now we have analysis look at say based on number of cars na apply road no, the chance is say make me a totally road no for 5 years. Now my recouping investment no, they have to see say whether the chances are high or the chances are low. So actually there brofokasa ye betimi aka say good to leverage on private capital, but private capital in a Ghanaian political environment that is not stable, volatile say there, nobody will want to do that. Nobody will want to do that. So at the end of the day no, it is always dependent on the government of Ghana to raise the money to pay back. He said, "Yeah, metie una ukana uncrophone was say, usi was South Africa airport. From the airport, Johannesburg, I overheard a sniper of conversation is said, "Be a quina every Johannesburg airport, Nankasa called Johannesburg Krumnu, is like a state of the art." And now no sunu metie so ka say gold sikaya na muriya den edi ye so o man bia no uhwa revenue lines are. Now what prioritizing certain things that on him say, oh yeah, and then they returns no better than bebro. Ono na be master of mine no better than beko him. So it is very dangerous. Say we only get money. Nasikano we use it mainly for recurrent expenditure. Yediayewe. Nasikano as we are coming back to ground zero. And you know, say you're careful now the private capital suba so no on building road no toll na. That mean one year careful like Kumasi road no kwano, there may be over 3 or 4 tolls on that road alone. Because onu ba be constructed the every Pokwasi to Insawa Mekodu baby, because onu want to mean constructing from Accra to Kumasi. Want to mean private capital to give this dual carriage in Kikaun from Accra to Kumasi. So obviously about what limit along the stretch of the road. That means you are tolling that segment. Then from there, who continue the rest also want to get paid. So you may end up tolling at 4 or 5 different places on the same Accra Kumasi stretch of road. So some of the major roads they are supposed to be a state-funded project. The state
funded in state ninyes came from.
And then I make us offer ADAKABRI state no nyasika no be no nka say priority no one say you try be scale of preference. And to oban no betumi developing a scale of preference we say Accra Kumasi road, it is one of the most busiest road in Ghana. And a civilized country and since after 67 years of independence, that road should not be something we should be talking about in 2025. In 2025, Accra Kumasi carriage should have been dualized long time ago. Sana ye betimi aka say your mind ye want vision, ye want him there, ye want nyansa. Meto maya bibia ye no ti said ye pekokofu footballer. Na to me calling him. So how do you tell me today that before we can expand on our infrastructure unless private capital comes in before we can do a good idea? Because abandoning want to me raising from taxi. That's why God gave you raw materials. God gave you diamond, gave you gold, gave you timber, gave you oil. Matisa Yasa discover oil. Another enclave versus here that can give us over 700 million barrels of oil of ADAKABRI. Countries in the southern part, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Malawi, all these countries now omanya oil deliberate attempts say when the money comes from the oil this percentage of the oil money we are using it for what? Infrastructure. And these are our cardinal infrastructure projects. About linking or mining together. So they have a deliberate agenda. But the Hano, deliberate agenda. You have national development authority your national development plan and then Nancy and NDC force 24-hour economy 24-hour economy no for ADAKABRI who documenta omudia put it out no it has gravitated from just a 24-hour economy into a full national development plan. So which one are we working with? Are we working with the 24-hour economy document that has been presented to us that is going to champion the transformation, and I say we are going for the national development plan itself, and this is where we are. So ADAKABRI until we deliberately say lithium combining lithium now, the lithium is mainly for infrastructure, and then I bet me I can say when we get 2 billion 10 billion 20 billion from the lithium it is going strictly into this. That is how countries develop, not this wishy-washy approach, and to ADAKABRI for me.
Because here can a private capital leverage, she will be to say engineers and planners.
Yeah.
Ibrahim Mahama. We've been told today they almost secure a $100 million US dollar facility from the Ecowas Bank for Investment and Development to acquire the Blackwater gold mining project. In this announcement, we are led to believe, statesman and businessman, Sam Jonah, and now announce here. It is a Ghanaian company, Yedika Kazum Lion, engineers and planners. It means secure such funding. Then we still ask, Yentime and Yusu a year nim dear and find leverage on private capital to do such infrastructure projects. You got a great transformation plan. Talked about a kwani ebefaswa you bit me leverage on private capital a building on infrastructure. Benjamin is sorry so about Dr. Baumia vision of leveraging on private capital to build on infrastructure. And like I say, ideas abound here in Ghana.
For ADAKABRI, I say theoretically the ideas and the recommendations are good. Theoretically, on paper, it's good so by leveraging on private capital. Say some of the aspects of your infrastructure development and now some of the key strategic subsectors of your economy. Now we have a private investment in that regard, or private funding in that regard. Say there are global funds sitting in all over the world that you can leverage on it. Say we have this, come and invest. But you see, they are looking at the political climate. I don't know. I bet me a massive private person who want to inject capital. So on paper, theoretically, they but they must go beyond the theory of saying, we will leverage on private capital injection. Now, the infrastructure of ADAKABRI. If you are talking about hospitals, fine, because hospitals say obviously the ability to manage and ability to recoup your investment and the tendency is always good. Road, yes, fine. You can measure, this number of vehicles ply the road every day. But with the kind of corrupt system here, it is difficult for you to guarantee, when I invest my capital, I can get it. So that is what I'm saying, if only we have Ghanaian businesses who can bring in the investment, who can bring in the capital, to me, a private partnership arrangement, near their infrastructure, especially major ones, papa. But the Amimi can say, if you are a country, and you are depending largely on private capital investment for you to embark on some of your key major infrastructure projects there, then you are not serious. Even if the great transformational plan says it that they will leverage on private capital investment for certain projects, like I said, in substance, it is of good value and it's a good idea. But execution and implementation is not viable enough for individuals to rope in their private capital in order to say we are partnering government to do some of these high projects or high-end projects. And what happened I'm here the media maker. So Ben, go back to me at your
yeah, send your work and do baby. I know you're doing because so we share private sectors and I say you know more. You were talking about the corrupt system that we have. Once a buying it me no more
agreement, ACO contract, the private sectors will also put in proper measures. Also basis because when you contract now or constructing road, let's say from Nsawam to Enyinem. Now say no aboka almost be say $100 million. At the aye road, Now say some period of time or the teneka private sector also company also be making sure say obe put you in proper measures. Or the best one man in Sabeka Sika. Because ya anya sa ya ho ode wo sika semu no. Eswa me no ya adwen so pa because to say bibi to say hospitals and other we now work and ni nyina no say proper measures eni ho no mo anya de a ye betimi private sectors ni betimi recoup wo musika na back. But once we have proper measures ye betimi de a good place ni involve the private sectors and ya de a betimi ahwe so no mo anyi wo musika na back. Nti no there I support it any day every day say you making sure say leveraging on private sectors private partnership I know be money amomo I construct more of such roads na maye no e ade e beboa ye nti no omomfo na ekwan ya fa so nso treaty company private companies na no so ka ho e bia ne se nansan yatwi yatwe zoom lion abo so sa over ye wo businessmen for mugufo na nkasa wo no mo sika se niam ye ka nyiro mbetimi aye ho adwuma nene obi yi nanim na so opese oba no be partner government no ye bibia o kire bi no wanhwa na aban sesamba na saban foforo ba ya tag no kura se ono kura no o ye MPP ni ana o ye NDC ni ntina aban ne ba so aye man huge contract ni ade ye de be ye politics sesi ama omo enye omo akono kura se omo so be ba be partner government no se ne be ya ye betimi adi sa adwuma ni nyina di abo o ma no nti ofa se omo hwe no omo ye ni ye se ne ye kan ya e ade a private sector no so be wura mu abeboa because aban no kwa ho odin de esua
right enti Benjamin Isari of the New Patriotic Party no atene no earlier on so te Richie Suma of the Movement for Change. Now ye move on konkohwe ye Guzitano Augustus Tano ba Guzitano ana ene ye de share in sase on konkohwe se movement for a 24-hour economy betimi a contextualize no etimi at the substance because nini pe bi argue say John Dramani Mahama odi kan kokoka 24-hour economy with the Ghanaian Trees Union Congress no nesa na group na wodi ema nipa bi chichi ho chinya na ese omudo eba ye no yeto abama no na fe die yetimi a contextualize no a ye de aba na nkrofobik can similarities with the Great Transformation Plan. Do you agree? And any person be so sign akọ National Development Planning Commission or Vision 2020. And which is which? But then so working kind Great Transformation working kind 24-hour economy now. Is this sustainable? Richard?
Yo, of ADAKABRI, first of all, no, Yebeka say 24-hour economy, no, now first of all, now a just slogan, now a theory, okay. You see, Omwako, there are two papers, so Omudi modalities, Bumudia, then, at the account, Omwa widen the scope of the 24-hour economy policy now, Omukan, and a mantra now, Omudi. During the campaign period, no. Yes, obviously, no one say yes. Allah presented a copy of the Great Transformational Plan to Mahama. Mahama Nakasa indicated said they are going to copy aspects of the Great Transformational Plan, and then we can beat our chest and say that some of the components now, Omwa 5 year, it was just a copy and paste directly from the Great Transformational Plan. But then we have allowed them to use it. So enyese bia oma ye bone bia because omanu be koninia is about collaboration. It's about ideas coming together for us to forge a common front. So if there is going to be a collaboration, now a sitting government can look into your policy proposals. I can say some of them are worthy enough of copying. Say to me executing in there. I can say yadipa. But of ADAKABRI, what is our understanding about the 24-hour economy that Omukaye? It is about one job, one particular job with 3 shifts.
133.
One job, 3 shifts. People come in the afternoon, people come in the morning, people come in the evening. The same company, but we are expanding productivity. We are widening the scope of productivity so that instead of saying, about operating the company at, let's say, 50% capacity now, you can expand it to about 90% capacity of the same company so that they are expanding the production base, and then we export. Then the export to bring you more money. Then when you expand production base now, then ebema say ubenya additional hands to work in the company. So that was the concept of the 24-hour economy. And now Muka I say some state agencies will be used to kickstart the project, like DVLA, hospitals, passport office. There are certain category of institutions Omudi can say Omuna umbe use but you see who share the document now banu. It has gone beyond the mantra of just 24-hour economy. Now who share policy document now kasa here where the cardinal aspects are trigger the 24-hour economy now kasa no anyhow because you see industries no is made up of 2 components, manufacturing and services. Apart from these 2 components under industry no baby and hobby who share the 24-hour economy 300-page document for a 24-hour economy policy, 300-page document. Then what are we going to do with it? So we said they have widened the scope and normally aspire 24, fund 24, build 24, grow 24. So thematic areas who said there is no synchronization point in terms of which area are we going to capitalize more. Which area are we going to invest in more? Which areas are we going to use as our cash cow? That this will be the cash cow now about producing the resources and the investment that we need that about to me into the subsectors, And for me, it is a much ado about nothing, even though we say it's a good idea because here say about to me creating a lot of job youth here say about creating a lot of job citizens and to the can say if you have the national development plan and article 36 clause 5 or so of the constitution allow that a president must produce what we call a concerted or a coordinated development plan or something and submit it to parliament. So this one, is it the one replacing the national development plan, or is this one they are going to submit to parliament for parliament to debate on it and adopt it as the document that we are using for our transformational development as a country? So they must clarify for it which one we are using. And yeshemu here abansi of Nobe ejecting capital of $300 million of ADAKABRI. Now we are talking about Pokwasi to Amasaman Road. Government says they don't have money. They cannot pay contractors. So where is the government going to get $300 or $400 million? Say, or no babe their starting project of ADAKABRI. And then again, no share document now there is no execution plan in the document. There is no what do we call it? Implementation plan. There is no Gantt chart. There is no timeline. There is absolutely nothing. All that they presented to us is a 300-page document with a litany of theories. And here they can say the funding is an issue. Nebia no better projects such as this. I look at input and output. What are you putting in? What are you expected to get out of it? They say that they are going to create 1.7 million jobs out of the 24-hour economy. But we share the thematic areas now. It is only the Grow 24 area and Omukase per their projections. They are expected to employ about 700,000 Ghanaians in the growth sector. The growth sector, say, are you growing by manpower or you are growing by mechanical investment into the agri sector? And to share the 24-hour economy now, Omudi 2 Janu there. We are looking for the abridged version of the document, Now, more simplified document for every Ghanaian should be able to do what? Understanding. But say you are leveraging on what they are provided today to be a catalyst. You say you bet media Gina Onusu anya 24-hour economy. Then the mechano and nese it will not materialize today. It will not materialize tomorrow. The foundation for that was a 1D 1F project. Because he said the American I say industry is made up of manufacturing and services. When you manufacture, another group do what? Sells. So now, if you are talking about a 24-hour economy, and you are talking about this approach, say in a way that we are now going to partner Guta, and Guta is now going to rope in individual traders and informal sector. How many companies do we have? How many factories do we have? Have they provided us the data? And it says so far there were 1,000 companies across the country. Therefore, the vision is that we are expanding the total number of companies now. Abumu was established through the one deal I will say. We are expanding them to 500,000 or 100,000. Therefore, when we expand the number of factories we have or the production hubs we have, or capitalizing small businesses so that they can expand on production, the chances to say we can accrue this number of job opportunities for the masses. So then that one would have said it is practical. But the ammonia to job of ADAKABRI, it is just theory, and there is no execution plan, there is no timeline, there is no actual deliverables. Now, this is what we are going to do year one. We are expecting say we will get this number of companies. Year 2, we are expecting we get this number of companies. We are establishing more state-owned enterprises. Because of ADAKABRI, without companies, how do a 24-hour economy materialize? Meti say AMF4C, we special days market to support the 24-hour economy for people to go and sell in Kantamanto for 24 hours. You see, our people are clueless. And to show the great transformational program now, a compact, easy to understand. You are breaking into 6 thematic areas. I catch you say when you do well in this area, it will support this area, which will lead to the prosperity for everybody. And to me, the say a good idea, but you try say how the implementation and execution will be. Right.
Richie Suma, not dismissing the 24-hour economy blueprint, but at the same time saying, aka wo mo kakra. Afa Benjamin Tiwe.
Afa no krepa mu no de. O hwe 24-hour economy na. Ye nuanu mo kan ye abra na wo mo opposition na. Eye clearly different from ne wo mo kan ye ene sese ne wo mo peso mo ye. Because abra no mo opposition na 24-hour economy no omo chirechirim e ma Ghana fo nyina ti ase ne omo free say omo betimi a chire mu ama Ghana ti ase 24-hour economy ne yete na ne ma Ghana fo dodo na ti ase a yeto abade ma John Dramani Mahama ne say wo hwa say eye wo na wo badwuma anopa e boto of a wo bepon na nipa foforo aba no nso aba be 8 hours no ko na nipa foforo aba no nso aba be 8 hours no omko enti Ghana fo nyina ate ase se eye 3 shifts
3.1.3.3.3
eno no mfre na 333 a che se nipa miensa e be ya dwuma ba ko a se wo ye nipa miensa e na e ba enti se ha
the 24-hour period.
Yes, enti se o hwe ahanum se ya ye nua ba free madwuma a wo ye wai na che se ono no e wo time o se
8 hours so woko
e so woko na nipa foforo so aba
so be 8 hours
8 hours no ono so ko eno no omo ka kire to the extent that some of the explanation no crack at say uko is legon wache sala na wo ho no no ono oba no obeye na se bo 4 obekwa ma nipa foforo aba ofa just rhetoric asem we ye omo ka no enya de a enyina so obi abam because 24-hour economy cannot be substantive policy. It cannot, because simply
giving the blueprint here
of a substantive policy because what because in economics the simple economy is it is simply demand and supply. So if the demand is not there, how can you supply? It is a wo be 24-hour economy no na se wo ba be bi offer say wo ko Dubai say here because the demand is high no adwuma bia omo ye bi omo ye no 24 hours no no omo de ye adwuma because there is demand amount for penniema no enti ba omo say omo supply na wo so ba 24-hour economy na se wo ba fa blueprint e de aba wo blueprint a wo de aba ne say afei na wo krampo no defense minister ka ye togu ho no mo a ye de be ma Ghana police wakwa brand car na ye no 24-hour pickup and wakwa ya dia bre Ghana for say eso wakoto car foforo car no so ye car na do danko Akufo-Addo eto ya ye de ma police for wo ba ye wan fa car na ma police for wakofa car no wako paint no omo wako spray the blue and omo atwere ho 24-hour economic pickup. What is this? Are we deceiving ourselves or what? Because you mentioned a policy of 24-hour economy. And when you're ready, no, you did not think through. More name policy ni hu ye. And by all Mr. System ye bibi, and my Ghana for who say 24-hour economy no cry lunch or fire by omo lunch edumapa. Omo lunch edumapa. Omo lunch 4 projects. Some 4 projects in for Busa who say a yadia air cost one asset to say
Feed Ghana.
Yes, Feed Ghana.
About Feed Ghana.
Yes. Adia mo lunch in na SNE campaign promises na mu beki ye no and na mu ye bibia mu obi hu say mu ye abra na na do danko Akufo-Addo de 100,000 job policy e bae dey na announce ye no o ma obi hu say ukọ health sector ya fa nipa 3,000 ukọ hanuma ya fa nipa 2,000 enti eno ne friend no say what thinking through the policy na wo execute now the 24-hour economy aba na ne akwaya wo fa so ma Ghana fo nya agidie wo mu no wo ba ye kura na obi a wo be 24-hour economy Richard wo ba ye wo be 24-hour economy Ghana fo a ya fo omo adwuma mu a omo wo ho na omo ye adwuma na wo se wo di bi be ka omo ho kura no wa say yi bebredi am omo akotere fie enti 24-hour economy no ho am na ade omo be adwuma enye Ghana fo no na ade omo be adwuma because wo say ye wo unemployed bebre wo ho enti wo ba bebie mu ama Ghana fo dodo na ya adwuma na wo de 24-hour economy policy na ebaye wo ba ya 24-hour economy a wo be ama Ghana fo dodo na anya adwuma ye no wo ba ya omo na do danko Akufo-Addo for omo adwuma before elections no and after elections wo say omo nyina nkofie mo terminate omo appointment so 24-hour economy what is the essence Ghana fo dodo na ebenya adwuma ye no omo nya adwuma ye no wo ba ya wapa mu bia kwa gogu fie nti wo fa it cannot be a substantive policy. The 24-hour economy cannot be a substantive policy because economics they say it is simply demand and supply. So if the demand is not there, how can you supply? It can be no for all policy. Say document a third or ya omo of agro doso too much e wo mamua ye be ye serious wa ye serious policy now the buy no obi en hyewo se wo hwe na se wa na wo kan ye enso ho nhyehyeye no unimu a eno ansa wo de beto ho na mo atwen na mo aye bibia fa ho a e be bo o man no na mo de ade na basisi a ahoden na wo mu na Ghana fo de koto aba ma mo no enye no na mo pese mo ye enti ane de over enya dia eya dia sese yesososo campaign promise na omo ye no and omo pese omo ye bibi ma Ghana fo hu se asem na omo kan ye no they meant it and omo ye bibi am ye hu eno ano no
okay met me kan bibi am o wo hwe omo agriculture we na listen no they said in the agricultural sector the Grow 24 sub program will revitalize critical strategic agriculture value chain that are important for food and feed self-sufficiency and security. So now what they are saying is that this will be driven through 2 flagship transformational engines. One, Eden Volta Bread Basket Project, an initiative to transform the Volta Basin into the bread basket of West Africa. Let me end it there. So the question I am asking is that who share 24-hour economy now mukani they are now starting all over from the scratch. The 1D1 and like I said, industries and services. So how many existing industries do we have in Ghana now? I would have wished that they would give me the data. And then who share GTP plan also of ADAKABRI? We will say Alan spoke about anchor industries. Okay, from the starch, the textile and garment, the automobile. He mentioned some key subsectors which he called the palm plantation project. These are anchor industry that he wanted to invest in these sectors. So or investing in these sectors now. Omuno mbet mi abedani the friend cash cow no. And ye hona uwa the cassava processing plant na. E hona obetumi for me cooperative outgrowers. Semundia banchi. And the state no area banchi no. Now what forming cooperatives, now mamu cassava stems. What plus asina mamu, what support you mu. Now se factory no here 1 million metric tons of banchi every day. Now a binding up producing about 700,000 metric tons, and then you allow small outgrowers to provide the remaining 3,000 metric tons. Utia said because you need let's say 10,000 metric tons, they still provide 7,000 metric tons. Individuals and no more provided the akanu. Based on that now, ube to me are gravitating into a 24-hour economy because the factory needs to run. Utia said, and if the factories are not running, I feel nobody developing the Volta Basin into a bread basket of Ghana. When are we going to wait for you? And then also that one, they are depending on individuals. Say individuals should go and grow. When the bena individuals we mu ombekwa kodo Volta Basin no atati dua tomatoes, atati dua meko, atati dua sanya manu nyina as individuals. And the can say let us relook at the document, Now ye empower existing companies. Now expanding their capacity, their operational capacity, Ye expanding omu. That is what can trigger a 24-hour economy. And the omu can say they are going to depend on private sector to raise the remaining 304. They need $4 billion. Government so no bet do the 300 million. But I say 3.7 billion dollars. 3.7 billion. Which private individual are you expecting? Say, where is energy? Do we have sufficient energy to give them? Do we have security to give them? Do we have an existing market that will produce in Yamana? Echo Muana. And then the last point that millionaire Ben and Kebini say, oh yeah, export accelerated now. Export is driven by standards. Of ADAKABRI, and now to me, Korea tomato, now see me exporting the call UK. You must meet certain standards. And now my co-producing vehicle, me exporting vehicle to the European market. There must be standards for you to meet.
Okay. Now, a branch be better ha. A friend who clue. I say since 1991, and a hard rock mining and a now almost small scale. And I watch them one at a point 2010 thereabout. And nipa be yes, yeah, but Jeff from some. I'm a Collins the Wooda. A MP na oye mines minister ama obishio mu nyina otakwa Tamso Lodge ama oye se there bi omo documents mo bi antime nyim from nsam omatene mu MPP for ba ya majem from nsam na enei John Dramani Mahama san ba ya afede takwa MP Isa Taylor ana constituency chairman Alaji Damladi ana Oma Babeje one concessions omo yesu adwuma initially omo requested for a year 12 ana omo ma omo 8 afede akwa akudru 14 kra ya gine nyina ostensibly see a ma party for na eyene ya emehano na NDC for hwe ya enumgu ase ena beto wo mko wie se ufi nsuayem ebatakwa edubogo so ema ne ko prestia over 80% NDC operatives ena eye galamsey as ye to good ewo under the direct supervision of the MP Isa Taylor and the constituency chairman Alaji Damladi. Wey, Ujidi. Now, what are your thoughts?
I maybe because we should have the Ntina Yaba no pay. I say on why if now say look young because the biano near maybe a we biano Ghana ye dear na ya now champion na say what share in some way you know better kaya and yemen one was say the hypocrisy of NDC when it comes to fighting against galamsey ya na omo nsemo a omo ka but enya dia omo akoma mu na omo aye omo adwen so omo besia no ofa menua na asemo o kan ye me ba na meeting no o se 2010 and omo ye so omo beje ne concession na free nsem. In 2010 NDC na ne wa bem. 2010 na omo ye so omo beje no yemia Collins Dauda make sure say omo antimi anye ne concession na free nsem. And why ye adwuma na bepem ne NDC MPP aba betra ba mu for 8 years. Ya finance anka ne concession. Wakoso aye na adwuma mene wo ka say NDC asaba biem 2025. Omo asaba aba beje ne concession no e de free ne nsem kra. Ofa it tells you say yen MPP for yen sem bia ne ye ka e de fa galamsey hu bia ne Ghana for hu say na eye genuine na ne ye ka bia e no kre. Ofa guy no sa make emphatic statement say uko pristia uko takwa uko bogoswa omo ye galamsey wo hododo na ye NDC for about 90% omo ye galamsey e wo sam kro na ya boboso no omo nyina ye NDC for and so satam na ye waban mu no na NDC for ene ye rua John Dramani Mahama ama Ghana fo nyina ate ase se na nadodankwa akufo ado ne MPP aban ene ye galamsey wo mamu ha e de galamsey boy ye chisa to the extent say omu make sure say omu take advantage of galamsey e no kan hu bi and a new patriotic party amanyoko ye di lose elections ene John Dramani Mahama president ni NDC ababem he says so omu be fight galamsey no they say the omu abiem so obi anye bi to the extent say a whole MP atimi akọ ade nhyehyɛ yakọ akọ je you can say is it lot or says lot baako 8 omu wie ya nanso a wose esua wasa akọ je 4 aka ho ama na ye 12 ama say no in the name of yanso yaba power nti ese party fo nso didi party fo bedidi no na che say yensa ase ni yensuo a ye ka ho asem da bia no eno omo say no ofa ye te ha ya na illustrious Joy News reporter beka kire say our win MP wono nso wo ye galamsey ama ni kurom wofo nananom abodwa atwa dwai agu no so say kurom kura mo nsi obiem because at rate a wo ye galamsey no too much yeti ha enhyehyɛ ya John Dramani Mahama president eka so obefa so de be fight galamsey nyina ba akokura ni wa ofa watimi adi so ba akokura ni wo 6 months ni ba akokura ni wo ofa mo watimi adi so because o making it clear say li na mama for kwai ma ye ko forest e ko nsuo ho e kokọ ye galamsey no oba obe repeal sa law na firi ho obe ye firi ho kra enne ne yate ne say omo pese omo amend law no emra no omo pese omo amend meanwhile no who can place oba obe yi sa law na firi ho se ne be ya obi enya access so obe ko forest no makoye mining enne dia na si also obe call for state of emergency se ne be ya galamsey ni mine ekoso nyina ye be hold on na ya hwese ye de nhyehyɛ ye papa ebe ye dwuma ansa ne atoa so ene ye baaye Ashanti regional minister oba afoforo ene o ma grace period 2 weeks so obi amfanya galamsey na 2 weeks oba betie siwura mu abecheche wo mo oba fight galamsey just wo announce mu obi ate say mo ma me 2 weeks na 2 weeks no so na se mo amfi forest ho anase ba bia mo ye galamsey na meba abechem no ofa o ma wo bi one day se won fanya galamsey a unim nsase ni nsu obetimi ase no enso Ashanti regional minister ye man the position o be fight galamsey no o ma grace period 2 weeks se obi anfa 2 weeks no entu galamsey no 2 weeks pepepe obi anfiri ho do nsesa ne nema ene ye make ye nhwe se 2 weeks na ode ma omo ye galamsey no so omo mfiri no of omo atimi afi ho ana ene ye te ha hana China hana bisiu wasehye no ho se robot and was all fight galamsey e wo galamsey site
na Mrs. Kote na wo friend say no
there be say on so far wasehye no ho se ne o kontokwa no obi ase afẹ no jachan
your friend Mrs. Kote
you say nickname when you say hana China
we awesome
and now one fighting galamsey over
and what did they
see room now Mr. Offer esre keke ukwa no catch security for na so omo hwe eso omo galamsey no omo no di hana bi so achi na hana mom and di animu na arrest him say o traffic mu ankasa enti say part 2 beba part 2 na ba ne say galamsey no say excavators o che baako 40 and what di hu ho say police for ne so ade ache ye omo ko na 40 na aka 7 nti sa MPP aben so omo ma yete asese galamsey
MP akoka se maybe mo so osu no now so repeat it
ofa ono ana kai mi wo video no wa ha ya na no ho osere ofa wa video so
Mrs. Mwana no osere no
respect ya mede ma wo video so me metena ha ntwa ntro da omo interview no wo adom akwasi nsia na num recording no wo me wo mfo so ene wo say oche excavator baako 40 ade ache ya omo kwa kofa excavators no because omo kono first day no omo ko omo amfa low bet anko nti omo che excavators no omo antimi amfa ama ade ache ya omo kofa excavators na ba na ka 7 nti me MP no aye right 100% right so obusa anabisu say onko kofa galamsey ayi excavators no 33 na aka no onko family because ono na che ye enu wasa abeka kire se me na me che ye enso me che ye no me kwa akwaje no me ko ye ni ho unim say uni low bed a wo kwa akwa yi operation no onsaka excavators na omo betimi atwe afiri ho eye dey na wo ko ye without low bed eye dey na wan
na soma no
ono ane ko ye wanu ane soma no ena wo ko no sebi o sebi
obi ono asoma no ho so na wo sa do akoto
sebi nti wo hunya nsa se ko na me ko no me chi excavator ye nsoa excavator no ye mfansi ye ti so eye low bed ni edisi so ba fie nti wa anya arrangement se wo the low bed be ko wura mu wo ansa no akwa yi operation no na emom no menko chi excavators ni nguo na me ba ma be ka kire Ghana for se makwa yi operations ma chi excavators baako 40 na de chi ya me ko sesa no me ko ya ka 7
right
how
ma unu yanka bi
yo of ADAKABRI India me say emre no so emre nti me nka no tintin bebre but the woman say galamsey issue no there a systemic corruption they be amika say a systemic corruption an agenda by both top political parties na Ghana no their leaderships of it because we share political financing Ghana hana very capital intensive and na obia share the low hanging fruit na their money be bosswa den galamsey the low hanging fruit now betimi anya sika no to do the financial support for the campaign no galamsey gold. Then now, politics in Ghana has become so expensive. See before the analysis Biaba say you need not anything less than $100 million before you can become a president in Ghana. What are you going to do with $100 million? Say yes, check and now be chairman microphone. That's how the microphone vote. And now turn material things to entice them. Apart from that, what do you need $100 million for? How much do you pay to EC? And then 100,000 are EC OG. And to your EC, who else are you supposed to pay? Apart from running your public adverts and running your public campaigns. How much will it cost you to run a television advert for 6 months? Because normally campaign is not a year. It's just a period of 6 months, not a year. And you know, a year deliberate. And he said, NDC for catcher or say, Umbetimia fighting galamsey of ADAKABRI. And tro, Omubayanu, they are also looking for means or ways and means. Say, Omuso Mube position Omunkro for ye, ever strategic places. So that Omusu they will go more into the galamsey no, so that they can also get more money. That gold board now, buy no meaning boy baku because share another media platform. Catch me behind the show. Rachel, let me tell you. That gold board way, the gold board itself is buying from the galamseyers.
Yes.
The gold board is empowering people to be doing the galamsey, then they buy from them. And when Omunya Sikanu free to say to you that gold board say waton gold $5 billion. Gold, yaton gold $5 billion. And a pokwasi to Amasama small stretch of roadway we have not been able to do. Are we serious? And you know, galamsey there. Yamba Monday and Nanya pe a new alternative. Yamba a different political party beer. You bet me the 2 year the action is a political party that has not gotten people who are on the ground destroying the water bodies already. And secondly, no, Mahamani in Krofomuka said they'll issue state of emergency when they come to power. What is state of emergency? And when he said, Omainu adia bi ya toy and as a problem bi aba asenkesi aba we need to marshal all our resources and gives extra executive power to the president. Now unto me taking drastic and radical decisions by even deploying your entire military. Argentina up to now, they are running away from the state of emergency because the state of emergency it is going to affect their own people. And in a state of emergency, no one person can want them. So last point in he said, now who shared the fight against galamsey now? I would have wished a pandemic one who said Nana Akufo-Addo almost every week he give us a weekly update. Said this is the state of the COVID This is how far we have combated it. I would have loved to see the president himself, John Dramani Mahama himself, His Excellency, every week Biano and every 2 weeks Biano on my an update on the state of the galamsey issue. How far we have come, the fight that is ahead of us. How many people have been able to prosecute so far? Up to now, no my and that this guy said we are arresting galamseyers of ADAKABRI. What has come of any of them?
Okay.
0.
Right. To finally.
Yo, Ben.
Senior can yesterday. And yadia galamsey ne de omampani John Dramani Mahama onena pamfo. Omo aye omo willing say omo be fight galamsey. E yadia omo nso eba bedibi na omo aba be say niam na mo. Ghana for e ka kire mo say enyadia John Dramani Mahama president one ne mpanimfo amakovibu a MP any minister ono de okọ galamsey site kra ko hwe ho a no oti nisuo say entini Ghana ayeni abra no constituency ankasa kra no ye tu galamsey wo ho enso obetena national television so a no oti nisuo sympathy say ne be ya ebe nso ye adwuma onye hwe ye be kura yesre omo atu omo wasi wo na omo say ye nsuo no omo nwene daache omo wo ma omo wo nuanom nketo a omo wo nananom omo de omo be pe omo ho anya ko na kina bi no omo nwem se omo gya omo ma ne omo nananom ho no mo a ebe ya kakra no asase bɛn nsuo bɛn ɛna omo nso de bɛbo omo bra ma ye nye selfish too much enye greedy mpani ye benya ne yenwene wo tena nso nka ho.
Right. Enti aseda final comment.
So me final comment nyina ne say ye be ka Ghana for no say en chebi said ya ka de bia say a new political party is about to be born. And that new political party, we are telling you that it is Ghana first. That is the motto of the party, Ghana first. Because if you destroy this Ghana now, where are we running to? He said, and he said, the water that we are destroying, and then Dachi in Kolanu Bebanu, what are you leaving to them? Would they have leave it for you to also come and inherit? And your greed, stomach direction. Everybody is doing politics of what? Convenience, not politics of conviction. And your conviction there, I'm not sure that you, a sitting MP or DC or MC, will be supporting the activities of galamseyers because it is about convenience. Omuye we are. So usubefa ushe and the best Ghana for say Mofa and Paibo enter or manage. Now minu yen getting rid of such evil and wicked people who put their stomach about the future of the country. We cannot go in this direction.
Right. The richest Suma of the movement for change. Now what earlier Benjamin Isare of the New Patriotic Party. ADAKABRI Mahmudu Usiuma. Na when you could do Damiado, Abna Frima, and almost here to Bibiama, see about. But for now, there, Amboa say, Yema Yahosono, Ibekofi, the Fiona Yakono, Ulako Michael, Abna Moe, DJ Foreigner, and others, and almost here nobody Akofi. Gusunity Neat 100.9 FM.
Cool, fresh and trendy with a new look. Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like.